I got a question. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? I got to ask.
You're even being polite today. This is crazy.
Is it okay?
Gabe gets on and everyone gets manners.
Go ahead.
How much do you charge to shoot a flick?
Excuse me?
And if you ain't fucking with this podcast, then you're just a bitch ass trick.
He's a smart guy.
I don't
Phil
like
said
dry,
he
I
would
don't,
do
I don't like to
everything
dry
else.
rub.
Okay.
Anyways,
And on that note,
well, welcome back to another episode of Save It for the Pod. Got the whole squad here, plus our number one critic, Mr. Gabe. Always got something to say,
Mr.
so
Gabe
now we
Sheffield.
putting him in the hot seat.
Gabe MZ.
Also, the squad not here because Luke not here. You got most of the squad.
I mean,
I'm disrespecting my dog.
At this point, they know that Luke is special guest.
yeah,
Luke.
when he comes back, it's gonna be like a special. We have to do a special red carpet rolling out.
That he gonna be like Lazarus, bro.
What is it, TMZ Gabe?
Yeah, TMZ.
TMZ
Zach
Gabe.
is only saying I'm TMZ Gabe because he makes very zesty comments.
But that was one time. Every other time is Phil.
Yeah, that's true.
Every other time is Phil.
It's been. I think it's been you a couple times, but just
That's facts.
But it's
don't
only,
let Gabe
yeah.
see any video of you saying anything and you misspeak,
Yeah,
because you will hear about it.
But you don't even have to misspeak.
if
bro.
Gabe
You
says
just
something
talking
spicy on this
normally.
episode, I'm putting it everywhere, bro.
I will gladly
Believe
pause it
that.
afterwards
Believe that.
and apologize.
But Gabe, tell the people about you. Let them know who you are, what you do.
Well,
How you?
they-
I guess how you know us.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they know I'm Gabe now. You said my name like 5 times. But
That's
I
true.
do video production.
He's already starting his critiques.
That's true. That's
I
true.
do video production as a career. I know
He's lit.
all of you from FAU.
Mm-hmm.
FAU Rec to be exact.
Who?
Worked with Zach, Gravy, Phil. Played basketball with Brandon.
You would have.
Dang,
I
did
think
some swamp tournament.
I was your supervisor.
Well, no, I was gonna say I think you also worked with Brandon. Brandon was the official for a little bit.
Nah, he wasn't there.
Now when
I
Gabe was
wasn't
there.
there.
Yeah.
I thought you were still
Yeah,
there.
I'm old.
So
Guy.
we got it in at some.
Yeah, he left, and then I became an official.
Got you.
We got it in at the swamp tournaments.
Yeah, I was a
Yeah.
coach.
Actual factual.
Well, we
Phil
put
was
in-
not
we
a
put in that
coach.
work.
I was a coach.
Phil was not a coach.
I was a coach.
Phil got people water sometimes, and
Bruh, I was
we're
on the
not
coaching
taking
staff.
his advice
I don't
for
remember
anything.
that.
I did not. You were probably my assistant or something.
I was an assistant. I kept stats.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
You don't, bro,
I
you
don't
don't,
remember-
you
you're a
don't remember
statistician.
that?
I don't.
Phil,
Bro, that's
Phil was
wild.
a hype man.
That's
remember.
wild. I remember
don't
pissing
remember.
Brandon off, and the nigga took off. And I was talking shit to y'all the whole tournament. Like,
I don't remember this.
I was talking shit to you.
He's our negative hype man.
Oh,
you
you're
talking about at
Swamp. I was
That's-
in
no, not at Swamp.
You
I
weren't
remember
talking.
doing this
You
at
were talking.
SoFlo.
You
Yeah,
were
so
not-
far I was talking, but
yeah.
at Swamp I was saying stuff to Brandon, and he took off one quarter, cause like they was doing something to him, and I was
I
like,
don't think that's called coaching.
that's coaching.
But I will say this. I'm gonna give Gabe his flowers. So on an early episode, we talked about how FAU had some of the best hoopers at any campus rec that you'll ever see.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe, in my opinion, I don't know how everyone else feels. Top 3 FAU legends.
I'm
I'll-
lost
Top
now.
3.
I don't know who 3 is, but 1 has to be the Kendall Grubbs, then Gabe right after that, and then I don't know who
Who's nice.
third. Third could be.
Dang,
But
that's saying a lot.
Gabe is
we're gonna have to clip this.
You want to put Remington
Yeah.
up in top
Gabe
three?
is a
Would you
hooper.
consider Remington as a FAU rec
he
hooper or
he considers himself.
FAU basketball?
I just talked to him about this
team.
2 weeks ago. He considers himself a rec legend, but he was on the basketball team, so
That's
it's
true.
kinda,
And I feel like he didn't
Remington's nice,
really.
though.
He didn't. I feel like he didn't meet the game qualification. He didn't play enough games at the rec, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's whatever.
If he would have played more games at the rec, I'd put him in there. But I don't think
Yeah,
he
but
played enough.
honestly,
Remington's
like
nice.
FAU rec used to be like especially at the peak days, it was like a show. Like, you know how many people were sitting on the side, waiting to play, and there was still a lot of quality talent waiting to play. It wasn't like you just had bums sitting there and trying to pick up people. And some people would come and watch, like between classes.
Had to earn my right to get on.
And
the
it was
court.
like, but that was even before you got here, and it would be like thick in there. I just remember being in the rec sometimes, and I'm like, yo, this feels like we have like an audience, like more people.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah, especially for some of the intramural games.
Yeah.
I will shout out Gabe on this instance though. He was one of the few people in the FAU rec that actually like let me encourage me to shoot.
Oh yeah,
Like let me be myself.
that's anybody who's on my team.
Yeah.
anybody who's on my team, I need you to shoot.
Like, and you actually pick me up though. You actually pick me up though too.
AJ's the same way. AJ would not shoot until I'd be like, AJ, please shoot, please. Zach too, mid-range mama.
Yo.
Brandon has no trouble with shooting. Brandon is funny. I'm gonna tell you why Brandon is funny. First time I played basketball with Brandon, he shoots, he misses a shot he feels like he should have made, and he starts cursing himself out.
Oh yeah, freshman Brandon was next level.
He starts cursing himself out, and I was like,
And people were upset at him.
what's going on? And he was like, nah, I'm all right. He's just cursing himself out. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Phil plays hard,
that's
hustles. So I was like, I'll pick people. I prefer a person who plays hard and hustles on my team versus someone who could score, because I know I can score if we need to score.
Hey,
Yeah.
every now and again I would get streaky, and if I
That's
got
true.
streaky, it was lights out.
And if you don't shoot, then people will just help off you
Yep.
on me. So it make my life a lot harder.
He's giving everyone here some basketball IQ.
Did you ever
Honest
make an
bias.
attempt to be on the FAU team?
Nah.
I feel like you easily could have been on it.
Well, not my freshman years coming to college. You guys saw me in my better years.
Yeah.
Not my freshman years coming to college, not at all. But I didn't have any desire to
Yeah.
at that point. It's like school was paid for. It's going to take time away from
Yeah.
school and everything else. So,
All right, but you ain't come on here to talk about basketball. So,
Yeah.
what's the name of your company, your brand again? Perspective something.
Perspectives Productions. So,
Yeah.
Perspective, just take off the VE and put an X. So yeah, I do video production. Now I've been doing it for 4 years full time. Yeah, 4 years full time.
It's lit.
And what made you get into that? Because didn't you go to school for criminal justice?
Yeah, so I went to school for criminal justice. I wanted to be some sort of agent, that kick in doors and drag people out. So like, I didn't want to be like a day-to-day cop. I wanted to be like, when they call me, it's because it's confirmed that you're a bad guy.
SWAT.
Yeah, either SWAT, FBI agent, something along those lines.
They still the ops.
He wanted to
But
be a
then-
bounty hunter.
Nigga still the and you,
Hilarious.
That's what he's gonna do when he retires.
That's hilarious.
And it's gonna be me and you running around filming him kicking people's doors in.
Weird, like Dog the bounty hunter,
That's hilarious.
handing out cigarettes. Come on, speak to me real, brother. Speak to me real.
That's initially what I wanted to do. And then when I got out of college, the first real job I was offered was in politics. And I did not like this job at all. Like, I don't like politics. Even to this day, I don't like politics. And so at the time, I was dating someone who was getting into acting, modeling, etc., and went and bought a camera to like help them film themselves, record auditions. And then I started researching how to make those better, and I never stopped. And then looking back at it, even in college, I like did little funny makeshift videos with my phone and stuff for people.
That's
I was gonna ask
we did
if
Vine.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Yeah.
if Vine had any influence.
Well, even before that, so like
Oh, I remember seeing a couple of them. You and
2011, we went to my fraternity, our centennial, went to Indiana. I did a video, like a recap video for that. And then Jordan, who I know you know Jordan too, one of my fraternity brothers, I did like a graduation video for him as like his gift or present. And then Vine came a little bit after that. But Vine is like more like sketch,
Yeah.
funny,
Yeah,
which I never shoot now. But
got you.
Yeah.
But you mentioned your fraternity. We don't need to let everyone know. If they know, they know. But I need to know: are the shoulders still wet, bruh?
pause.
I mean, it's not a pause. It's,
Okay.
it's the shoulders.
I was making sure. I got
it's
nervous.
A mini pause, but
are they moist?
they're
See, now you making it weird, bruh.
I just see like I saw in the future. I saw where it
always
could go.
being zesty.
Just let
Phil
good
is
enough be
always
well
being
enough be well
zesty.
enough,
But yes,
though.
the shoulders still work, but I'm retired.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Um,
But no, I was gonna say, he just dropped some new,
yeah.
an amazing project.
It's fire.
You want to introduce that? Well, I can just introduce it. It's called I Love. You got it. Never mind.
So the project is the second installment of a project I call I Got You. The first one was directed towards black men and their mental health. And then the second project was about the idea of protecting black women. So if you're not familiar with the story, there's this. Well, now she's passed away, unfortunately. Rest in peace. But an activist in Tallahassee, her name is Alawatoyan Salau, and she left a protesting like Black Lives, and was assaulted and then murdered by a guy. And it kind of inspired me, like this whole topic of quote unquote protecting Black women and what that means and how can people do it. So I kind of was inspired by that and did a portrait series, and then kind of like address like certain topics that could start us in the right direction when it comes to protecting Black women.
And we'll have the link up on the socials for you. That way people can get some exposures.
Yeah.
What did you hope people would take away from this project?
So, aside, I mean, a lot of the stats and stuff that I read up on, I didn't know. I mean, this isn't like one of the things that stood out to me is a lot of Black women are affected by not just domestic violence, not just childbirth, like deaths, like that's been a lot of stuff that I've been seeing lately.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I learned while doing my research is about them having fibroids. So I've actually had 3 women in my life have fibroids, and they've had to either go through chemo or get radiation or get them surgically removed. And I didn't know it was something that was affecting 80% of Black women.
Oh, wow.
80% of Black women are affected by fibroids, and I had no clue. So in this episode, I think it's called Black Coffee, if I remember correctly, guy, you see him all the time on CNN. His name is Mark Lamont Hill, and he's talking about how 80% of Black women are affected by fibroids, and he asked, is there anything that could affect 80% of Black men that Black women wouldn't know about? And I was like, there's nothing that I could think of that could affect us in that type of way that Black women wouldn't know about. But most of us, I mean, I know I didn't
I had
know
no idea
that 80% of Black women were affected by fibroids.
Yeah. The first time you told me or showed me, I was like, yo, I didn't even know what fibroids were.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I mean, I've had one in my family that dealt with fibroids.
What is it? Because I know people. I don't know what it is, and I know listeners might not know.
So I don't know the science behind it. I just know it can grow inside of you.
It's
Is
like
it like a cancerous thing?
non-cancerous tumors that grow within, like a lot of times it's abdomen.
Gotcha.
And and like the lower areas and stuff like that.
But I do know once they grow to a certain like place, then you can't just get radiation or surgically removed. The only thing would be chemo.
Jeez.
Fibroids are abnormal growths that develop in or on a woman's uterus. Sometimes these tumors become quite large and cause severe abdominal pain and heavy periods. In other cases, no signs or symptoms at all. The growths are typically benign or non-cancerous. The cause of fibroids is unknown.
Wow.
So I
thought it was uterus, but I wasn't sure. So
I think my mom. I want to say my mom might have been dealing with fibroids and she had to get it surgically removed. I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was just one area. I know, like, a lot of time when we say protect Black women, everyone automatically goes to, like, domestic violence, physical violence, etc., not thinking about, like, psychological health, other health-related issues. Like, it's the idea of protecting them as a whole. So what I hope people get from the project is, like, they get an understanding of different avenues of protecting Black women, whether it be emotional, psychological, physical, just basically standing up for them, whether they're there, not there, can't stand up for themselves, etc.
Got you. AJ, did you have another question?
Yeah, I guess fibroids was the most shocking thing. But
that wasn't. Well, it stood out to me because I didn't know it, but that wasn't the most shocking. The most shocking to me was, so anytime I hear stories and we're talking about like, telling women to like be on the alert about things, I'm always thinking like, all right, you leave this party, you're walking, don't go down a back alley. Somebody could pick you up and snatch you, or don't do these things around strangers because you don't know this person. This could happen. So the one that stood out to me was that majority of these incidents happen with intimate partners.
Yeah.
So like 30%, I think no, 27% of black women from ages 15 to 49 deal with physical or sexual violence with an intimate partner. So majority of those instances come from an intimate partner. So this is somebody who they've been around, they are around on a constant basis. This is not like some random stranger off the street. That to me was what shocked me, because again, I'm always thinking, you know, I got mom, sister, etc. I'm always telling them like, hey, don't go to the gas station if it's too late. Don't do this. Just thinking about a random stranger coming to do something to them, when a lot of these situations occur with people who they know.
Right.
That wouldn't surprise me as much, just because, like, how have you said, slavery and the effects and symptoms of slavery, post generations, you see a lot of toxic relations, a lot of toxic relationships in the black community. So especially amongst black men and black women, from my experience personally, it was growing up, I could see that we didn't communicate effectively. There's a lot of things we just didn't do effectively. So a stat like that wouldn't surprise me as much as a fibroid stat would.
Yeah.
Well, see, it's crazy to me because relationship-wise, at least for me, I wouldn't date or be with someone who I'm not comfortable or safe around.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, you're dating this person because you feel a level of comfort or you feel safe around this person. So to think that this is the person who you feel the most safer, you know, you feel the safest around, but this is also the person who's most likely to commit these acts.
Or you said 30% or what percentage?
It's 27% of women, black women from ages 15 to 49 experience physical and or sexual violence
from an
intimate partner.
Okay, yeah, so almost 1/4 or more than quarter of the times.
Almost a third, yeah.
Yeah, when I had a cousin that was sexually assaulted by another cousin. So.
Yeah, a lot of times it's like people
like
who
people
they're
you know,
around. Yeah.
So I definitely understand that one.
Yeah. Still, like that is shocking to know that, but that fibroids thing, especially because I didn't even know what fibroids were at first. Like I didn't.
I don't know. Go ahead. I was gonna say maybe because it's not as cancerous. Because some
nigga said go ahead and continue to talk.
Because you let me talk. You gave me a look. The nigga gave me a look.
All right, Brandon Marshall.
He gave me a look. I was going for it.
I forgot what I was gonna go ahead, Zach. I'm sorry.
I was gonna completely change subject. So.
Oh no, I was just gonna say with fibroids, a lot of time. Well, not a lot of times, but in certain instances, it's not as like cancerous or dangerous. So it's there. So I think because of that, you don't hear about it as much in the black community.
Yeah, probably because there's no like. Yeah. Oh, I don't know about the black. I don't agree.
Well,
with
within the black community, we were just saying like because I know people that's had it and it hasn't affected them in that sense. Whereas like, well, you know,
because you're not scared, or people aren't scared that people are going to lose their lives.
Correct. So it's like if breast cancer in our community is like that's one prominent thing we hear about. So a lot of times if you just hang around black women, it's always, well, did you get your mammogram? Did you get your mammogram? Because it's like that.
Yeah, but
they have a higher rate of breast cancer.
The focus is on here instead of.
They might not view it as like a higher chance of like a fatality, but it affects other parts of their health. Yeah. Having energy, stress,
heavier periods,
emotion, heavier periods, like all that other stuff is affected by it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and like, I think it's just also not a popular thing to advertise because maybe it isn't I don't know how it affects women in general or how much it affects women in general, but I feel like breast cancer is an easy one to popularize or to market also.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's obviously it's more dangerous, but yeah, there's a whole month around it. There's not hear nothing about fibroids really.
But I had a aunt who died of breast cancer.
Yeah.
But I think that's like the one. That's not the major cancer that like people die from. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the most focused, and a lot of people go and get checked more about it. It's the other cancers that you don't know, like fibroid, like or whatever it may be somewhere else in the body where you're not. Because like all of, like you said, the market, they've been marketing breast cancer, so everybody's going and getting checked. Everybody's going to make sure that their breasts are okay and like all that. So, but we're not focusing on that. So That's a while ago when I saw this, when I said like, okay, that's not the most dangerous cancer out there.
Yeah.
Because everybody's getting checked for that, but they're not getting checked for everything else.
So I'm glad y'all brought that up because that's actually his exact point in a video. Is he's saying that things that affect black women the most are never in the limelight.
Right.
And
that's kind of what I was
it takes a black man or some other demographic to be affected by this thing for us to make it a big deal.
Yeah. It gets the least attention. Yeah. Nah, I appreciate you letting me be a part of that series.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring him too. Talk.
I didn't know
what kind of like emotion and what did you want to portray in your photos? I know you took a lot of time setting that up, picking people, and I was there to help set up some of it too. But
yeah, so again, I was inspired by the Alawa Toyin story.
Oh yeah, and she did a photo shoot, right?
Yeah, she did a photo shoot. There's a photo of her in like a black, I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, like leotard type of outfit, like kneeling down. Mm-hmm. And so I had some other people help me, Chrissy Drew, DeAndre, along with Phil, AJ, Wadley, Brandon, and Eldridge. Didn't want to miss anybody. But Jennifer, to me, resembled her a little bit in like her makeup and her build. And so the idea was to have like black men surrounding her and show what we should be doing, what we aren't doing, and what we hope to one day get to in the photos. But I also wanted to be intentional, like where they were never touching her. So she could be like leaning on you, but you guys were never touching her. Because a lot of times when people talk about like black men or men in general standing up for black women, they're doing it for the women who they're involved with, but they won't do it for just like the random girl who they don't know, who they just see across the street, you know, in this situation, they'll turn a blind eye to it. So I wanted to make sure I was showing like, okay, they're doing this for someone who they're not romantically, or there's no type of sexual connotation with it at all.
Yeah.
Got you.
The pictures are, obviously we said we'll put up a link, but you can go to his Instagram profile also.
But you got a website too, right?
Yeah, so you can see the pictures on my Instagram profile, but on the website, which is i-gotyou.com, there's like write-ups on every single subject. There's a page with resources and data that I think more like, if you're a black woman, you definitely should visit it because it gives you lists to like ways to defend yourself, whether it be like self-defense techniques, whether it be things you can put on your keychain that, you know, are like to the naked eye you can't tell that they're like things that can help you defend yourself. There's a thing you can go there and search like firearms, where you can get or be trained in firearms wherever you are. There's a bunch of data there. There's music playlists to like, you know, help uplift you. Motivation. There's a YouTube playlist of like motivational speeches and affirmations. There's just a bunch of stuff on the website that you, obviously the pictures are a big deal, but if you go to the website, you'll get more information from it.
Got you. So
yeah, that whole thing was very thought through. You can tell in the details, and everything was put for a purpose.
Am I allowed to talk?
No, we don't want to hear from you, Zach. We don't want to hear from you.
All right, then y'all got it.
I want to hear from you.
Anyway, so I was going to say, you do some photography. You also do videography. Am I safe to say that you lean more so on the videography side of things?
For sure.
So and kind of getting off not that I want to abruptly get off that, but what is your favorite thing to shoot? Because I know you do weddings, like you kind of help people shoot like advertisement commercials and all that stuff.
That's tough. I actually think my favorite part about shooting is that I don't shoot the same thing every day.
Okay.
So it never becomes like, all right, I'm getting tired of shooting this one same thing every time.
Yeah.
The same exact way. Like every day it's a new thing that I'm shooting. It's going to be a new challenge, like a new way to tackle it. So I've shot things from like chasing solar eclipse in the plane, diving in Iceland, super
Texas.
wild stuff, to like just regular sit down interviews or like corporate business ads. So I like the fact that it's something different every day. So I think that's my favorite part about it.
Yeah.
I got a question. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? I got exactly.
Everyone being polite today. This is crazy.
Is it okay?
Game gets on and everyone gets manners.
Go ahead.
How much you charge to shoot a flick?
Excuse me?
That's what he wanted us all to pay attention to.
Yeah, like you like to shoot different things. So would you shoot a flick?
No.
So that kind of leads to my next thing. Is there a project or something that is like a dream of yours to shoot that you haven't gotten to do yet?
I mean, yeah, I would love to shoot a Spike Lee film for sure.
Okay.
Hey, shout out Spike.
And I know you're super into docs. Would you ever shoot
Yes, I'm actually working on one, but I can't talk about it because it's a secret project. But I love shooting docs. So I guess it would just depend on the story that the doc is telling.
Yeah.
But I love shooting docs.
If I ever get famous, I was gonna write a book called Memoirs of a Real Nigga. Don't take that, but just know it'll
We'll
be a
bleep it out, Zach.
Yeah.
The long beef.
You got a lot of wild stories, so I think that actually
I
be
do got a
super
lot of wild
entertaining.
stories.
You should name it like the zestiness of Phil.
Nah, it'd be Memoirs of a Real Nigga documentary. It'd go along with the book.
Zesty Phil.
And it'll just yeah.
'Cause
Or you can do like the Charlie Murphy tells Hollywood stories in Chappelle Show.
Look, this is the idea of the book, right?
Brother Darkness.
Because to me, a real nigga, right, is not what you think it's. It's like making out of it, from like I guess
you giving away
impoverished
your whole story.
circumstances, but the journey through it. So I'm gonna
Okay.
need you one day, and a flick too.
That'll be lit.
I'm not
He's
shooting.
not doing the flick.
I'm not.
Zach, we're gonna have to bleep out all that what Phil said.
So real quick, I want to give Phil and not to get off Gabe like super abruptly, but Phil, you right now are the most polarizing person on this podcast. You have the most haters. I know there are several women that every time you open up your mouth, they get sick to their stomach. So I want to kind of give you an opportunity. And we were just talking about like protecting black women and not to all life matters this shit, but go ahead and address these women, all these women that are accusing you like Deshaun Watson type shit of of being a terrible human being, bro.
What's crazy is shout out to all the females out there. Now I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Yo.
Shout out to
The crazy thing is, right, I was looking at the comments. I get all this bad raps for being like chauvinistic and stuff, and a lot of times I just say shit because that's like genuinely. It's not always how I feel. Sometimes it's how I feel, but sometimes I just come from an ignorant standpoint. I talk to the ignorant listeners.
Yeah.
And I ask questions that they want to ask, and it just comes.
want to ask.
It comes off as very insensitive sometimes.
Yeah, so you're very offensive. Like
I don't
you know what I'm
don't
saying?
care about that sometimes.
No, I understand that, but it's like it's okay to be offended. People,
Yeah.
it's okay to be offended. Like everything's gonna offend you in life, and no, I don't agree with Phil on a lot of things. But like he speaks his mind, and I feel like we can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people feel that way, but they don't express it that way. And then like you know what I'm saying, you get people who are hiding, and you really don't know who they are until that moment comes up, and you're like, whoa, who was this person? Phil's just raw and unfiltered all the time. And I think I can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I may not agree with him, but like,
Do you hate women?
No, and back to your series.
Not necessarily.
Yo, this just reminded me of when I first met Phil, and if I tell this story, they're gonna drag you. And
That's
it's not.
fine, you
And
can-
it's not. And
No,
it's gonna
no,
sound
no.
like you
No,
hate
you can
women.
tell a story because I want to remember for myself.
no,
I don't think you want me to tell the
not
story.
on
Phil.
camera.
Bro, tell the story. Is it that bad? Tell the story.
No, it's all right. So I first meet Phil. He comes in. He comes in a rec center. He's like, he's the new GA. I was like, all right, cool.
Graduate
Then I'm
assistant.
graduate assistant. And then I'm talking to someone else, and I don't forget what we're talking about. And then Phil interrupts the conversation. He was like, yeah, no means yes, and yes means anal.
That is definitely a Philism. That is a Philism that I have forgot all
Yeah, I forgot about that one too.
Yo,
I could actually get canceled with that in this climate. But
That's why I say you didn't want me to tell it.
We canceled Phil like 3 episodes ago. It's great.
Back then, though, it wasn't like I didn't really adhere to that. It was just like a conversation started because it is offensive. So I sometimes deliberately say offensive shit because it's hilarious. Like if we're gonna be honest, offensive shit sometimes is funny.
Yeah, but
and it's okay to get offended. I got a friend who's white, and the first time I met him, he was telling me how he didn't like niggers, but only like certain black people. And I'm like, yo, like you can't say that. So it's like that was very offensive, but I'm not gonna like, you know what I'm saying? So I can dish it, I can take it. Yeah. It goes both ways. But to your point, pause. This nigga, bro. But to your point, I don't hate women, and the thing is with Gabe series, like once I actually got to, I really dug into the website, read about it. And it made sense. I was happy to be a part of it because I have a lot of close black women in my life. Like some of my closest friends are women. And some of the most people that I really confide in, aside of like Johansson, about like emotional stuff and like my feelings is all black women. So doing something like that, it was important for me because I'm very like, even though I say a lot of chauvinistic and misogynistic shit, I'm all for like treating women properly. Like I'm not out here calling women bitches. Like I don't put my hands on chicks. Like I don't believe in that. Like that's cowardly to me. And so I'm all for like, we really do as men, especially black men. I only protect black women. We got to go to bat for women. Okay. And I also like to call women out on their hypocrisy.
So I need you. Listen. I
agree with.
I call women out on their hypocrisy.
Let me say time out real quick. Can you move your one? I don't know. No, they're hitting. The stands are hitting, and it's making a lot of noise. I can't.
Okay, while y'all do that, because someone, and not to say we're huge, but you just said you just said that you don't call women bitches, and there's definitely going to be evidence of you referring to women as bitches on this podcast.
Not to their face, like that's disrespectful.
What? That wasn't. I was trying to give you a.
You just shot yourself
Okay.
in the foot.
Anyways, my next thing.
Like if I'm in the presence of a female, if I'm in the presence of a woman,
bro.
if I'm in the presence of a woman,
you're terrible right now.
Listen, if I'm
no,
in the
bro, I'm not even trying to hear this. So what happens? What happens when?
Don't align yourself with him.
No,
right
I'm not at all. What happens? So that's what some white folks say about saying the N-word. They don't say it in the presence of us, and then there's a recording that comes out of them saying it behind our back. Are you saying we should be cool with that?
No.
So then women shouldn't be cool with you calling them bitches behind their back?
Probably not. But you also
probably
listen. You also can't control things you don't hear. So I've said this before. I don't care if a white dude says the N-word or a white person says the N-word and not in my presence. As long as you're not disrespecting me in my presence, I don't care what you say in your personal life or with your homies. Because they don't.
I hear what you're saying.
I say
you're
that
saying
all the
you
time.
can't control
but not
things
everyone thinks like you.
You can't control things that you don't hear. But you're saying this. You can control what you're saying.
True. So, but I also wouldn't call a woman a bitch in front of women or a woman to her face like
so
bitch out my face. Like
that to me is a little fake, Phil. I don't say things in front of people's face that I mean behind people's back that I won't say to their face.
No, is it fake or is it fake or is it?
It's a fact.
I'm saying, is it fake or is it I'm not just gonna disrespect you like that?
Well, you shouldn't disrespect them behind their back either.
Am I disrespecting behind their back if they can't hear it and they don't even know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, then it still fall.
Doesn't make a sound.
Doesn't make a sound.
But does the tree affect anybody if they're not in the woods?
I was trying to be like a good PR person and
no,
make you look good.
It matters, Phil.
No,
what you say behind their back matters. That's actually a part of the series that I put up.
Phil was
is
sounding
them
like
not being in the room to defend themselves. How are you representing them when they're not in the room?
Well, no, I go to bat for women. I go to bat that we.
But how you go to bat for them and then the next sentence call them a bitch?
Not like that. And more like the rapper way. Like, bitches be like, it's like rapping.
No, bro.
It's like rapping.
No.
Yes, bro.
No.
Yes.
No, that's not cool.
But I'm not a rapper.
It may not
that's
be.
Not.
I'm saying,
white people say it in the rapper way too.
Is,
they sing along with songs and say it.
Okay, it may not be cool, but if I'm being honest, it
God.
happens. So yes, I'm not a perfect person. And do I do it a lot?
Acknowledge that it's something wrong that you should change. Don't just be like, I'm okay with it. It's no big deal.
I should change it, but I'm not a perfect person, so I'm not gonna act. I'm not saying in the sense that I'm not changing. I'm not trying to do better. I'm saying in the sense of it was like, yo, this is.
No,
what
that's
I'm
how
trying
it
to
came
get at.
off. It came off like you're not. It came off like it's not that big of a deal. They can't hear it. So
yeah, and he said he also said I don't care if other people do it either. In
yeah,
certain situations. I don't care
that's
white
how
people
it
do
came off. Like you don't care. Like you admitting
Me
that you do
personally-
it and it's something you need to work on is one thing.
Yeah, but
you
I
saying
personally don't
like
care.
it's not that big of a deal. They can't hear it. So
But that's because I personally don't care if somebody else did. Like if somebody did that to me, I personally wouldn't care.
Yes,
my thing
but
is
that's
like,
you, bro. Not
yeah.
everyone is like that. Not
But
everyone
I
thinks
usually
like you.
preference things by
Bro,
saying.
Zach,
But I usually preference things by saying.
you don't
this is
preface
how I am.
anything.
I
Phil.
do. I say I don't care if a person do it to me, which is
You
why
said
I
that
don't get
after.
offended by a lot of stuff.
That's not a preface
But-
if you don't say it before.
No, I literally said like in this conversation before. I was like, if a white person say N-word behind my back, I wouldn't care. But if
Yeah.
they said it in my face, like you're not finna disrespect me in my face like that.
But this particular topic isn't about you. It's about black women. And so if you know it offends them to the point where you won't say it in their face, then why would you say it behind their back?
Exactly.
Because they're not in my presence, so I don't.
So
think,
then
and-
what disrespectful things do you
Bro,
say
I
about
really
me
was
when I'm
trying
not
to
around?
make Phil look
I
good.
don't-
Yo.
I don't really
I don't
talk-
know
I
what
don't
I
really-
was
I don't talk-
thinking.
I don't talk bad about you.
But that's my point
I
though.
saw the
Why
future.
would you? My thing is at least you're admitting that it's wrong and it's something you need to work on. But in the beginning, when you were stating it, you was just like, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal. They can't hear it, so it's not disrespectful."
He's still learning on the fly right now.
Do you think women and men are
Zach,
on the
stop.
same level, or do you think women are a level below men?
Zach, you're throwing him alleys and he's gonna keep blocking them.
Bro, I'm
Bro, what? Why would you even ask me? I'm
bro,
all for-
this is question that women want to know, bro.
which is wild to me, bro.
It shouldn't be wild because of the things
We
you
are
say on this
equals.
podcast. Okay.
I never said but I've never said that women aren't equal. I've never
You
said
haven't said
I've
this.
never said women don't deserve equal pay.
Okay.
I've never said women don't deserve the same amount of respect.
You
What
haven't
I
said any of
generally
this.
why women get mad at me on this podcast is because I like to call them out on their hypocrisy. So a lot of times they come off as anti-feminist because I say shit like y'all women use feminism when it benefits them. They pick and choose when they want to use it.
That's not
So-
the things that people
Yeah,
are saying
that's not
though.
what they're getting mad
That's
about.
not what they're talking about.
What
at
they be
all.
getting mad at? Tell me what they be getting mad at. So I
What
can-
the whole conversation? I'm not doing it again because you all just went through it.
whole
Exactly
bitch
what
conversation?
you're. That is one of the.
All right,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's okay. You can get mad at that. I'm sorry.
Bro, we're not the ones getting mad. So
I
I
don't
said
get
I'm
defensive.
looking at the
Okay.
camera saying y'all can get mad at that, and
No,
I
I'm semi-
apologize.
I'm semi-mad.
I mean,
I'm semi-mad.
Bro, Zach was legit like throwing
Yeah.
alleys, Magic Johnson
all I gotta
alleys.
say is,
Phil was blocking his own out.
I don't know if this is gonna save Phil maybe a percentage, like a 0.5% or something. But like, there's a lot of things that we don't say in front of each other that we say behind closed doors, or maybe even to ourselves and stuff like that. So,
Phil just has a lot more that he.
No, I
Yes, but
but
I think a lot of people talk very unfiltered, and sometimes they don't understand. Well, not even understand. They don't think, right? So a lot of times I talk before I think. I talk before I even think. I just
Yeah,
say
when
shit
it-
and I don't even think about it.
That's what I'm
And-
saying. You don't preface a lot of things.
I hear what you're saying because I understand it from a standpoint of like as a kid you're around your friends, you say certain things that you would never say around your parents.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't curse. My mom knows I curse, but I wouldn't curse around my mom. I understand that, but this is a completely different dynamic. This is something
Is it, though?
Yes, this is something black women don't like. They find it to be disrespectful. If you say it around them, they're gonna be offended. These things. If I cursed
chooses
around my
not to
mom,
know.
if I cursed around my mom, she'd be shocked. She'd be like, "What did you say?" and feel like it's disrespectful. But she wouldn't be shocked like from a standpoint of like I'm disrespecting her as an individual. You're doing it from a standpoint of like they find it's disrespectful, and originally your original statement was like, well, if they can't hear it, it's not disrespectful.
And they don't understand the context I'm using. So a lot of times I say shit in a joking manner. So if I'm with the homies and I'll be like, we'll be talking about feminine, and then like we'll be talking about women, and I'll be like, bitches ain't shit, but because it's a song like bitches ain't shit, but hoes and tricks. Like,
I want to clip this
Really?
part.
Really?
I want to clip this part.
really?
Niggas can be bitches too. Men can be bitches.
Oh,
women
facts.
can
I
be
say bitches about
you know
niggas
what
all
I'm
the
saying?
time.
No, I hear you, but then if I feel that way, if I felt like Phil was a bitch, I don't. But if I felt like Phil was a
You would
bitch,
say it to
I
him.
would say it to Phil's face. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be like with AJ and be like Phil's a bitch, and then when I get around Phil and I don't
Oh,
say
Phil,
it.
how's it going, man?
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't
love
do that.
you, dude. Like I totally
Again,
love
but I
you.
don't do that to women. So when I say
You just said you
no,
do that.
like
You did
no,
say you
listen,
did
how
that.
you saying it, how you saying it, and how I'm taking it is personalized, right? So like, it's not like I'm calling women close to me like bitches.
It's not about women that's close to you. It's about all women.
I'm not saying about how you explained it. It's like, you know me. You wouldn't say I'm this.
No,
behind
he
my
was
back.
just giving a scenario that was
general,
relatable.
There's
bro.
nothing that I wouldn't say as, and you guys know me to be pretty blunt. There's nothing that I would say to anyone about anyone behind her back that I wouldn't say to their face. Yeah. Just in general. So if you know this term no, you're not, because you just said
I'll call a person out. Like, I'll call a person, like, if I really feel some way about you, I'll tell you about yourself. Is what I'm saying. I will tell you about yourself. I don't need to I won't tell nobody about you behind your back that I wouldn't say to you to your face.
Okay, so I'll bring this up because this is one of my favorite episodes because I enjoy you and Brandon arguing. The episode where Brandon at this time said you need to get your B. Yeah. He said you need to get your bitch. Yeah. She didn't hear it, so maybe you shouldn't have felt disrespected.
Exactly.
Nah, but she was there.
But she didn't hear it.
It don't matter.
But she didn't hear it.
I heard
it. According to you.
Heard it.
Okay, so when you say it, I hear it. So if you call a black woman a bitch when I'm around, I hear it, although they're not around.
And if you feel that way, you can correct me on that.
But that's my point, though. If you felt like Brandon saying was disrespectful, regardless, even if she wasn't around to hear it, then it should matter. It should mean that same way to you about women who you're not involved with.
You know how it feels like I call women on their hypocrisy.
You're literally you literally got upset with Brandon about something that you're telling us shouldn't be offensive because they can't hear it.
And I appreciate y'all telling me this, and I'm accepting it right now.
So
I just
learned something.
I need the women to do the same thing. Let's go through what the definition of what a bitch is.
Female dog.
A bitch is a female dog, wolf, fox, or otter. I did not know the otter.
I didn't know that.
Breaking news.
My mind.
We need to load
Brandon Bill, you ought to learn when to say it and when
not. Look, Brandon gonna be at the zoo like, look at this bitch doing back. Cause we just went to the sanctuary this weekend watching the otters. You can believe these bitches.
Definition number 2, derogatory. It says it right there. It says a spiteful, unpleasant, or disliked woman.
Yeah.
At the moment, I disliked her because of what she did to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she's not always like that, but just happened to be that moment. And so, offensive, woman. Informal, person who's completely subservient to another. A person, doesn't say a woman, so, you know. Informal, us, used as a form of address. I'm free, bitches.
But if we keeping it a buck.
A difficult or unpleasant situation or thing. And number 4 is in a complaint.
But if we keeping it a buck, I probably call niggas bitches more than not. Like how often in real conversations do y'all hear me call women bitches?
We're not arguing. We're not arguing.
That's not what I'm arguing.
So it's not like
we're not.
You're bringing up. You're trying to bring up peripheries. So you're trying to make new. You're making break off arguments.
What I'm saying is, whether they're around or not around, you shouldn't be referring to them as bitches.
I shouldn't. And I come from hip hop culture. I just grew up.
Don't blame hip hop.
Don't
blame hip hop. That's you diverting. That's you not accepting accountability. You're not accepting accountability.
It's all Tupac's fault and Nas.
You're not accepting accountability, Phil.
Phil is all over the place. He doesn't even know what side of the fence he wants to stand on.
Nah, bro. But
he's under the fence.
But look,
grass ain't green on his side, bro.
It's not even now. On some real shit, I respect women. You're not gonna meet a lot of women that be like,
but you respect them. You respect them in the way that you want to.
Behind closed door, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you ask me, I respect him how I think women should be.
He has a custom version of respect.
Y'all asking me questions. I give y'all my honest answers.
Well, so I'm not.
I knew that. I wasn't even asking.
I don't think. It sounds worse than what it really is. But I think everyone respects everyone the way they feel like that person should be respected. That point that I was trying to make is that, like, if you feel like this is disrespectful and you wouldn't do it in front of them, then why would you feel comfortable doing it behind closed doors? But as long as you acknowledge that it's wrong and it's something you need to work on.
It's wrong. And I think I've gotten better with it. But in terms of, like, when I think of women in general, and my level of appreciation and respect for women, it comes it comes off that I'm this terrible guy. But if you speak to a lot of women that know me, they're gonna tell you something different, which is the only point I'm trying to prove. So of course I say wild shit. We've already established Phil's reckless. Phil is wild.
You're a poor communicator.
Exactly.
He has some questionable takes.
But at the same time, if you talk to a lot of women that personally know me, they're gonna be like, well, Phil, like, kind of help me get through this.
And honestly, we get on you, but you wouldn't be sitting on the pause. Or what?
Yeah,
You're doing
wait.
it now.
Wow.
You're doing it now, Gabe.
Yeah. What is going on,
You wouldn't be sitting on. You wouldn't be sitting on this couch with us.
Yeah. Nah, because I mean, women fuck with me.
You wouldn't be.
So-
We wouldn't be. I wouldn't be your friend.
I kind of agree with Phil. Like when, like through the people I've met, and you know, being like navigating different avenues like of work and as well as schooling with different people. I've always been around a lot of different races and stuff like that. How they may treat you in front of everybody is not how what they talk about you behind closed doors. And I've witnessed that firsthand. Like, you know, like there's videos, there's recording. I'm like, yo, what? This man, he said he like, yo, I was family. And then like you see something and you're like, wow, like that's how they really think about me.
Yeah.
And you know, so that happens everybody. Unless you're like a monk or somebody who like doesn't really care, like, oh, you know, like I'm holy, I don't care about like, you know, all that other stuff. But like everybody's got something negative, whether it's like consciously negative or subconsciously negative. I feel like everybody has like, oh man, like, you know, if situations rub you the wrong way, you're gonna say something about them. Like if Phil said something to me and I'm like, man, I was on them, like, you know, females, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
Female.
forget Phil, like, you know what I'm saying, like he bald headed, like, you know, so you're gonna say some stuff, but you still saw it's just
called
I
Phil
hear what you're saying,
bald-headed.
but
Weird situation.
even then, like
Weird
if you said
situation.
something that really pissed me off, and I know I wouldn't be able to effectively communicate it right now, I might leave. I might be talking shit when I leave, etc. But then when I get to the point where I can't address it, I'm gonna tell you how I felt in that situation. You get what I'm saying? My thing is like we're on the topic of protecting black women, and he literally said, hey Phil, what do you have to say to these women who feel like you're chauvinistic? And then we end up on Phil saying saying the B word behind their back isn't that bad.
I said like the stock market, he was going up, and then it started crashing.
But I've told y'all I still have chauvinistic ways. Like I'm still I'm still chauvinistic in a lot of aspects, right?
Where'd you learn
Yes, and that's where we
ways?
That's where we try to correct you.
Yeah,
I
feel like everyone has areas they can improve on.
I think America makes most straight men chauvinistic. To be honest with you,
is it the portrayal like in films and like
it's in every aspect of every major market in America. It's in food industry, it's in business, it's in everything. Like it's in sports.
But that doesn't mean you need to succumb to that. Cause
no, I'm not.
I don't think. And of course, we're all trying to work on shit, but I feel like right now, if you were to have a graph, like Brandon,
a pie chart
Gabe,
of stuff that he needs to
AJ,
work on.
Me are up here, and then Phil is. But I do want to ask you one last thing.
But
and
I'm
hopefully you
comfortable in my
don't
skin.
fucking fumble this handoff like you've been fumbling everything else. Do you want to apologize or give some
Wasting our
kind
time.
of peace offering to all the women that may have felt some sort of way the last several
All right, you said you wanted it.
No, because I'm gonna tell y'all why. This is me and my authentic self.
Time
I'm
out.
sorry.
You're getting way too spicy.
I'm sorry. I'm
Speaking to
zesty.
the mic.
I'm gonna tell y'all why. In my authentic self, I've said if I say something offensive, and I said this in the past, if it offends you, I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you. But if you get offended by it, that's for you to deal with. That's not a me problem.
He learned that from me.
That's not a me problem.
But if you're saying that this is something that you need to work on, then you're acknowledging it as something that is a you problem.
Yeah.
So
but I'm not. But I'm also not.
I'm not with him.
I'm not apologizing that you got offended by it. So if you got offended by it, that's not. That's what I'm saying. That's not my issue.
He learned that from me.
No, I hear what you're saying, but you're saying
He said that's not my
what
issue.
you're doing right now. You're not accepting accountability. You're finding any way to detach yourself away from this, and how you're detaching yourself is by saying it's not a you problem. When the thing you already acknowledged is that you're doing something wrong that you need to work on. It is a you problem.
But I'm working on it. So if I'm working on it and it's not.
So why can't you say I apologize? This is something I'm still working on.
Because I don't want to.
Then why work on it?
Why not? Just because I didn't apologize.
You're on two sides of the fence again.
Bruh, just because I don't apologize, that don't mean I can't get better at it.
He's jumping back and forth.
But why would you work on something that you don't feel is wrong in the first place?
Well, because society tells me it's wrong.
So you don't actually think it's wrong?
So you don't actually think it's wrong to call women bitches?
That part is sometimes.
All right, let's move
Sometimes
on.
it depends. Again,
Look,
no,
what's
listen,
going on is Phil does not want to be accountable.
It depends
Bro,
on
I go through
circumstances.
this, bro. I'm so
No,
glad Gabe
bro.
is here and broke it down.
Bro,
I
no,
go
'cause
through,
y'all-
but I'm speaking.
Go ahead.
Phil, I've tried to explain this to Phil numerous. I don't have my hands up. I can't even count how many times I've tried to explain it to him. Gabe gets on here and says the same exact thing.
Yeah.
I think you delivered it better than I usually can, but same thing.
No, because again, what are the circumstances? In some circumstances, you may have to call a woman that because she
No.
may.
Oh, what?
You
No,
might
how?
have
What are you
All right,
talking
bro, you
about?
might. You
in
might
the circumstance, Brandon did.
You
and you
might
got
have
pissed at
to.
him and
Years
said that
ago.
it was wrong.
But that's because Brandon's my boy and that's my girl.
Certain
And I'm not-
circumstances call for it.
Okay then, and in that circumstances, that's my lady, and you're not disrespecting my lady. So he
Okay.
can call her that, and he can feel like he can call her that. But now he got to answer to me because I'm dating her.
Okay, now see how passionate you got
That's
about
simple.
it being your lady? What if I got that passionate about all women doing it that way? That's the point. They want us to be that passionate about you saying that about all women.
And I'm
Right.
saying, if you get that passionate, then I gotta see you, and then we can meet and we can go in at that point. But I can't tell.
So what if white people felt like, okay, there's certain circumstances where it's okay to call us the N-word?
they feel that way.
Don't ask him that because he
No,
doesn't care.
I'm saying no. I'm being honest. Some
Everybody
people,
racist.
some people
To a
feel
certain
that
extent.
way, and if you feel that way, and if you do that, you just got to take the consequences that come with it. That's all. I'm not saying like in a perfect world, of course, you would never call a woman a bitch. But we don't live in a perfect world. I've been in a situation before where I had a woman try to fight me, and
Bruh,
I had to
I
I had to tell
Phil,
her
I
like,
don't
yo,
under-
get out of my face.
Phil, I don't understand this. I played basketball with you. If you, I played basketball with you where if you make a bad pass, you'll be like, hey, my bad, I made a bad pass. Why is it so hard for you to say, hey, my bad, I apologize. I shouldn't be calling women bitches.
Because on this
Because
podcast,
of circumstances.
no, well, even
That pass is not as important as you calling women bitches.
but I don't call women bitches like that in my daily life. Like I rarely
doesn't
use
matter.
that term.
It doesn't
so
matter.
Y'all asked me to apologize
It's
for
just using-
years.
It's using the word.
No, that's
in
not.
General.
No, we're not
No,
asking
because
you.
it's
We're
freedom
asking,
of speech, so I'm gonna say what I want to say.
no,
and I'm not-
you should say what you
Yeah.
want to say. I'm not asking you to. You're saying we're asking you to apologize for years. I'm saying you're apologizing and saying it's something that you're working on. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It has everything to do with you.
I'm not. Again, I'm.
So what do you mean by working on?
No, I'm saying.
I think we have a misunderstanding on the definition of what he's working on.
Well, no, I've definitely. I think over the last couple like 5-6 years, I've become more cognizant of what I say, and I try to take people's feelings into account sometimes. Apparently, like in the past, I didn't really care if I offended anyone. So as I mature and grow older, I have become a little bit softer, and I'm like, all right, well, maybe I offended that person. I should apologize. But at the same time, I can still work on that and not apologize for some shit I might have said a couple months ago because it's like I said what I said, and at the time I probably felt that way.
But
so
this
I'm
is
gonna
not
apologize
something you
for
said
that.
a couple months ago. You said it earlier in this podcast.
Yeah.
Like 15 minutes ago.
That
You don't feel like there's nothing wrong with you saying calling women bitches behind their back. It's okay to accept accountability.
It's
Phil.
okay. He's trying so
It's
hard.
a part
not
of growth.
No, I'll accept the comment. I shouldn't call women bitches behind their back. But like, I don't. A lot of times I don't.
All
To. He
right.
legit tried to take accountability and then said but. And then
But no, because
but.
because how y'all presenting it, I don't like how it's coming off because y'all making it seem like I do this, like I just call women bitches.
Bro, it's not us. We're just relaying what's being said to us. To
Okay,
you.
well, I don't be calling
mean,
women
yeah.
bitches behind their back like that because a lot of times when I'm referring to women, I really don't call them bitches. I just I say females more than I say bitch.
Yeah.
If
You're
we
not
keep-
po-
they don't-
and
if
we're
we
not
keeping
getting
it
him
a
to stop
buck-
saying females.
I'm saying, and I'm working on that. But if we keeping it a buck, I say females all the time. Like, yo, them females be tripping. Or like, them shorty's wilding. Or I say
So-
shorty. Like, shorty's out here wilding.
Right.
So I really don't like calling women bitches like that.
So it's a
but
you problem.
at the same time, in a certain situation, it might slip. Like if a chick is trying to attack me, I might
Yeah.
have to tell her to let her know I'm serious. Like, yo, I don't.
So I also want you to know, because I feel like you think we're attacking you.
No.
I don't want. Of course, we know AJ doesn't curse, so AJ's excluded. I don't. Gabe definitely seems like he's working on, but I know I've slipped up and have referred to women as that. I'm sure Brandon has. I know.
Only on one occasion.
Yeah, I know Brandon
Whatever.
has. So we're not saying that you're this evil guy, but where me and Brandon can like step up is we're acknowledging that it is wrong in doing so. Whereas you're doing it accidentally and still not saying that it is wrong in doing so.
I said it was wrong. Y'all
you say it's wrong in one sentence, and then in another sentence you're saying, but this is why it's okay.
I'm saying it's wrong, but I can still explain why I do it. And then you asked me to apologize, and I said I'm not apologizing.
But I wasn't asking you to apologize for that. I'm just.
You said you asked me to apologize. Do I want to apologize to the women?
Not
and
about.
I was like, no.
Not about referring to them as bitches though. I'm asking just in general.
Anyway.
But when it comes to taking accountability. When you are taking accountability, anytime you end it with "but," you're no longer taking accountability.
I'm sorry. I'm taking accountability.
Now we can move on.
Was that a sorry?
Don't say but.
I'm not gonna say but. I'm gonna say I'm sorry. I hope I didn't offend y'all. Do y'all forgive me?
I feel like this only pissed all the women listeners off way more. But anyways, we can talk about America's obsession with celebrities. Was there something specific, AJ, that you wanted to talk about with that?
This was actually a topic submitted by Gabe.
Yeah, okay. So I, for the life of me, can't understand why people are so obsessed with following the lives of celebrities. And I think it started like in the reality TV era where they start like filming these things. Jersey Shore. People they're legit. I mean, I feel like we're probably gonna talk about it anyway, but like the Sweetie Quavo thing, like people are like giving them relationship advice, speaking about like, oh, this is how it was in the beginning when they was dating and all these things. And it's like they're regular people just like us. We're not around them. Yeah. Why? What is the fascination with following their everyday lives?
And not to be like Phil, but in the nicest way possible, a lot of these people are losers. Like they don't have a lot going on in their day-to-day life. Maybe their relationships aren't going one as they would like it to go, or don't even have a relationship. They have a dead-end job, whatever it may be. So following these celebrities, maybe they're living vicariously through them, or that's the only joy that they get in their life. So
I would say, but I know a lot of people who are like super busy, super active people. Yeah. And like they legit use like celebrities, specifically celebrity relationships, to gauge the how relationships are going on in the world today, how their relationships,
how they would react,
how they would react. Like they're legit. Like I just don't understand that. Like what? They're regular people.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, me being someone that grew up watching sports, like I may be attached to like athletes. Unfortunately, all my favorite athletes have passed away between Sean Taylor and Kobe. But I do feel that on social media, like I'll follow these athletes, like kind of pay attention, I guess, to their day-to-day life. But I'm not on that level, like where I feel like my life is being dictated by these celebrities. And I'm not, oh my God, this couple just broke up. Like Kim and Kanye just broke up. I'm fucking depressed now, like how some people are. So
wait, there's no more Kanye?
You didn't know that?
But that's my point. That's my point. So like, LeBron James is probably right now the most popular basketball player on planet Earth, right? If LeBron James eats tacos for dinner versus a steak for dinner, I do not care. Yeah. I only care about LeBron James playing basketball, what he's doing to help better the world off the court, and that's it. If he happens to be in a situation where like he's unhealthy, of course, but his day-to-day life, what does that have to do with me? Why am I giving input on his day-to-day? So I feel like that leads to other things. That leads to them like telling celebrities how they should raise their kids, telling celebrities what they should do, like dating wise in relationships. And I just don't. I'm not. But if I was a celebrity, I'd be like, yo, who the fuck are you to be telling me what I should be doing in these situations?
Yeah, but the relationship shit is definitely weird. I do agree that it did start with like reality TV, but now just social media as it pertains to relationships has just kind of like fucked everything up. I mean, even if you just like look at the whole like how sex should be, like all the time on social media I'm seeing like girls saying 10-minute sex, like that's way too, like he's a minute man. Like no, like sex not supposed to be lasting 2 hours, but because you seen this My sex isn't
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I was just throwing a number out.
Round numbers. He was trying to do round numbers.
You're on your own on that one, my God.
You got some explaining to do.
We can bring Tatiana out here right now. I was just throwing a number out there, but no, they saying 2 hours is like what sex should. No, that's not what it should be. No, men shouldn't. I mean, maybe back in the day, but now like we're in different times. Men shouldn't be paying for every single thing. Like they act like I see people talking about people that are engaged and married where they're like, no, men should still cover everything. Like y'all don't have a joint bank account. Like me and Tatiana now have a joint bank account where it's like shit. I mean, yeah, all our money is pooled together, but from there, like everything's kind of split.
So my perspective on that is, you all know I'm a religious person. So the whole idea of wedding, and I heard the last episode, I actually agree with some of the things Phil talked about as far as weddings, not marriage, but weddings. Weddings are 100% for the women. As a person who's filmed hundreds of them, they're 100%
I filmed them with
for women. But marriage, the union itself, is supposed to be you two becoming one.
Yeah.
So there is no such thing as this person's money, this person's money.
Yeah.
It's both of
our
your
money.
Now, when it comes to paying for things, I did grow up in a way where the guy is supposed to like take care of things, but I don't like entitlement.
Yeah.
I don't like you feeling like
that it should be this way.
It should be this way, or you're guaranteed to my money, or because as we know, people spend differently when they know they're not coming out of pocket. You get what I'm saying? So you feeling entitled to this is like, I have a funny story about
Share
that.
it. Let's do it. Let's get it.
Traveled to Belize. I did this tour where this guy's driving us around in a van, and we're going to like these different they were like Mayan temples or rocks or whatever, and we're leaving there, and it's a long trip, so we're gonna stop and get lunch.
Yeah.
So when we stop and get lunch, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pay for this dude's food, the driver, but I'm not telling him that I'm paying for his food.
Yeah.
We stop to get lunch. He just gets fries because he thinks that he's paying for his food. Then I tell them I'm paying for it, and he's like,
"Let me get a number 7 on top
in his
of that."
head, he's thinking like, I should have ordered more had I known he was paying for it. And that's my point. Like people feel people feel entitled. People feel entitled to this person's money or them. And I mean, this is where, like, where Phil talks about hypocrisy. I like to bring this up all the time. Where I'm like, in these situations where like a guy should pay, I'm like, if you flip it and you feeling like you're owed this guy's money, if he was to say he was owed sex for this thing, you would feel opposite about the same situation. So like, you know, there'll be women who will be like, well, we go out on we've been talking on the phone for 2 days. I'm not talking on the phone for more than 2 days. When are we going out on a date? And he's supposed to pay for this date. Imagine a dude being like, we've been talking on the phone for 2 days. When are we going to have sex? Yeah. It would sound absolutely wild, but it's just because this person is feeling entitled to it happening when it's supposed to happen. But as far as celebrities go, I don't know, man. I just don't understand. Like, people legit, I know people who paid for services to write their papers in college because they didn't like writing, and they write complete think pieces on celebrity relationship drama. Yeah. I don't understand it.
I also think people just need people to follow. So celebrities are easy because it gives you something to idolize. Escape. Yeah, it's like, well, they got this, they got that. They must be living this fantasy world. And it's just like, I think it's stupid. So most celebrities that I actually pay attention to are usually music. And I pay attention to their music. And if their music kind of represents their lifestyle or like their upbringing and I can relate to it, I'm like, all right, I rock with this artist a lot because the music speaks to me. Or athletes, because I just like sports. Yeah. I don't really care for most like celebrities. I can give two shits for. But I think as a general society, we just need people to follow. America's one of those America specifically is one of those countries where we idolize money, possession, and things, material. So we see that celebrity, you have material. And
but I think that's not even an American thing. That's just life in general. That's why we got religion. Like, people need guidance. But
religion is different than material.
But I'm just saying they need rules to follow. They need someone to follow as a guide.
Encrusted Aventador, so
Really? That's wild.
That's just life in general. Like people, they don't know how to.
It was a gift, but he still has it.
They don't know how to live their own lives, and
Well, if we lived our own life, who would we fantasize about living somebody else's life? That sounds boring, Zach. If I just live my own life and I don't want to be LeBron James.
These problems that people are talking about are problems that normal people are having every day.
Fact.
They're not any like they're not anything special. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how are we fantasizing about something, this celebrity? I think what it points out is that no matter what your celebrity is, you're a regular person, you go through these same problems.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why you're so fascinated by this person having to go through the same thing that you're going through. If anything, that should make you realize, like, oh, they're more normal than I thought.
Exactly.
No, but it makes it more like a movie-esque. Like, you watch, like, I have a favorite movie that I like to watch because I can relate to it. So they can relate to these problems. Don't say.
No, I'm intrigued. I know you're a quirky person, so I'm intrigued of what your favorite movie to watch is.
It's going to be Robin.
Okay. I
Forrest Gump, because
right,
I'm very like Forresty. I'm not like
Life is like a box of chocolates type guy.
No, I'm kind of like that. I'm like, oh, like I didn't think
I feel like doing
that
this.
way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like doing this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't. Not all the time I know how it's going to turn out. It's like, oh, let's just do this. Let's figure out how it goes. And I'm like, oh, I like that. You know what I'm saying? In certain situations like that. So I can watch that movie 1,000 times and, like, it'll be the same. So, like, people are like that. They like distractions. They like things that take them away from, like, distractions, take them away from their own life.
Exactly.
And so even though it may be literally their life, but it's just projected on a TV screen now. Now it's on your mobile phones, and, like, you're able to watch it, and you get so enthralled in it because it's so relatable to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe it's not to the same magnitude because they're dealing with a lot more money than you do have. Like, oh, he's taking her Aventador. But, like the crackhead over there, dude sell drugs over there, goes and takes his baby mama's car because he bought the car from him. It's the same. This is literally on the same plane, but it's just more relatable. It seems more cinematic. Not from the look of it, but from what it's happening and registering in their brains.
No, I would 100% understand that, right? But, like, okay, I'll give you another example. There are parents raising their kids who, when they send their kids to school, they don't want the teacher telling the kid something opposite of what they're raising them. They don't want the teacher telling them how to raise their kid. So this is something that somewhere their kid is going every day. They're seeing this person every day. It could be something like religion. Hey, I don't want you forcing my kid to pray in school. Or I don't want you doing this because that's not how I raised my kid. Those same people would be like, hey, Dwayne Wade, don't raise your kid this way. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't want this done to you. But for some reason, you feel like you can do this to a celebrity in their life.
Yeah. I'm on you. I'm on your team. You're gonna say pause. I'm on.
I need to see the look.
You know what I'm saying? I saw in his eyes.
He said pause. He said pause.
I know. I saw in his eyes, but, like, I'm with you on this. Like, I don't watch none of this crap until I see it on Instagram. I'm like, oh, like, all right, like, whatever. Like, I don't care. They're fighting in an elevator. Like, how many times I done fought with my sisters or, like, fought with a. Well, I never actually fight with.
We almost fought in an elevator.
Well, you're not a girl I'm involved with. Like,
we involved though.
But talking about
Tell us switch subjects.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of celebrities that parents feel that, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say, but Lil Nas X.
What are you talking about? I already knew where he was going with this. Yeah. I knew he was trying to say.
Celebrities, devils.
People being enthralled in other people's life goes directly to Lil Nas X's Montero video. And I've heard a lot about this video. And that's why I say I had to go watch it and stuff like that and figure out what was going on. And me personally looking and watching the video, I didn't care. Not one bit. At all. Like, I wasn't moved by the video. I wasn't like, yo, hell, Satan. Like, I don't know if everybody else has seen it, but, like, there's, like, a part of the video where it has to do with, like, okay, so the whole video is, like, involves Satan. and we're the serpent in the garden, and like, you know, I guess he's Eve in a sense in there, and he's making out with the serpent. And then there's a part where he goes to hell. He has a choice where he has to go to heaven, and then he gets down into hell, and he's like twerking on the devil and all that. And I'm like, okay, like this is all right, like, I guess like this is probably where he wanted the song to go, like, or whatever he felt envisioned. But I really didn't think too much of it. I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying, like I like Tyler the Creator, like from the beginning stage of Tyler the Creator. So like the stuff he said and the stuff with the visuals in this video, it really didn't bother me. It was like, all right, what, okay. Like, all right, he made shoes that worship Satan. Okay, cool.
He's getting sued for that though.
Yeah, that's the bigger thing. Because
go ahead.
Because a lot of people who I don't even know if it's the bigger thing, but bigger because money.
Mm-hmm.
Because people were associating that with Nike, as if it was like a collab. I think your sister posted something about it.
She posted it, and then people were like, "Hey, you know, Nike had nothing to do with this.
Yeah,
Nike's actually suing him."
So are they actually?
Why?
So a lot of people.
Suing the
They're
company.
suing the company, yeah.
So okay, I thought it was just a cease and desist. I didn't know they were actually being sued.
Yeah, because it's
both.
There's a lot of it's like
Yeah.
defamation of their brand and dilution.
Yeah.
I mean dilution of their
But
brand.
it wasn't in the intent to defame their brain. Then it's like, oh
Yeah, it
Nike.
doesn't
That's not the
matter. It
point.
doesn't matter about
You can do it
intent.
with intent. The intent don't matter. You can't judge
But
intent.
it's still like if you purchase something, like if I purchased something from Nike and I wrote "Hail Satan" on the shoes, like can you
Yeah,
sue
but
me for that?
he's selling it.
But you
again.
can't resell it.
But didn't
And he said they're Nike.
people-
He said they're Nike Air Maxes with a drop of blood and so on.
Yeah,
Like,
they're reselling Nike Air Maxes. So you'd already have to get approval from Nike to sell, because you're technically not supposed to like buy and resell.
But people resell all the time. Like,
So I don't
people
know the-
buy it on StockX and they resell the brand. Why ain't Nike suing them?
I don't know.
Like I'm not supporting Satan or anything like that. Like, you know, I'm always like, I'm always that kind of guy. Like, you know, it's like to challenge the authority at hand. But like, you know what I'm saying? We come in a free speech. Like that's what our Constitution. Like we're able to say whatever we want. You know, we have our 5 freedoms. And when do you infringe on those rights? Like if that company bought those shoes out, like if I bought my Nike Blazers and I wrote "Hail Satan" on them,
But that's like so.
I don't see the problem. But you educate me.
So it's just like you know, when the NBA game comes on, they give you this notice that says like you redistributing this in any type of way
that's not
is
not
against
proper.
the law.
Like in our in line.
So what I was
guidelines.
trying to
But
get
did they
at,
do
I don't
that?
know.
No,
the-
Zach's trying to
Did we
talk.
sign that waiver when we swipe our credit cards and stuff like that and buy the shoe? Is
It-
that already
probably.
implied?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's
is
probably.
it already implied?
Yeah, you're
or-
agreeing to not resell them. But the problem is, the thing is, Nike's not going to sue everybody. But now if it's
Why not?
because you wasting money trying to sue everybody, so you pick and choose your battle. On a corporate level, you pick and choose your battle.
You sue the companies who are using resell.
I don't know
and
whether
people-
Phil is right or wrong.
Can I ask this
So I
question?
can.
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry, Phil.
So,
sorry.
Nike, I don't know the full story, but from what I've heard, there's also been like Holy Water or Jesus Nikes that also have been sold that weren't distributed straight from Nike. Nike didn't sue them. Of course, the whole devil thing is a bad look in comparison to, but have y'all heard about that?
I have. I mean, I have. I've actually seen them, and they're a much cleaner design
Yeah.
than the other ones, in
I
my
like
opinion.
the Hail Satan ones.
But I think so. A company, obviously, these companies can pick and choose.
You pick and choose is
when
what I'm
they
saying,
want
yeah.
because it's their company. That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
the NBA people are we see like all the Bleacher
ESPN.
Report, you know, ESPN, all these companies redistribute their property. People do it all the time. Even in the video, if we was filming a small commercial here and I showed the Adidas on your socks, if Adidas didn't want it to be here, they could file something to say, hey, you removed this within X amount of time or we're going to sue you. A Nike logo could be in the same exact video and they could not. You know what I'm saying? That company has to right to say yay or nay to this specific thing. So I think that's what's going on.
But if you sell it to me, like, don't I purchase it? Or is that coming to the point where do I even own the shit that I have?
Yeah, you own it, but when you redistribute it as a part of this company's brand,
Yeah.
you're redistributing it saying like these are Nike's X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. If I did a spec ad is like I'm filming a mock commercial for a brand. If I filmed a spec ad, I would have to put in there that this company has nothing to do with this. This is a spec ad. I filmed this on my own. Wasn't paid by this company. This company has nothing to do with this. I have to put that disclaimer in there. So he's redistributing these as if. Nike, as he said, people thought that these came directly from Nike.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, not to mention
it's the semantics, like the understanding of the words.
And not to mention if it didn't have all this negative connotation and it popped, Nike could still come in and be like, y'all owe us royalties for that. So it goes both ways. But the thing is, like, you technically not supposed to do it. So they're not gonna go after every reseller.
Yeah, but
because it's pointless. Like you said, when you bring negative, now you're making Nike lose money. Most times when companies really come in about like property rights, it's you're affecting the bottom line. And now they have to answer to somebody. Nike don't want to answer about people about devil shit that they didn't approve of.
It's the dominant religion, you know, at the time. Like,
it's not even about the dominant religion, it's about money.
Like, you know, God, like believing in God. I believe in God. Like, you know, I'm just arguing. This is like it's like two sides of the same coin.
But yeah, but even like, that from that standpoint, as a religious person, I didn't care about the video.
Yeah, I didn't
care
at all.
I didn't even go watch it.
I didn't watch it.
Like once I knew what it was about, I didn't go watch it. But I also think like if we're gonna be like religious and like speak to the Bible, Jesus went through a lot of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Lot of ridiculous things, and nowhere throughout any of that time did he be like, this person's a bad person, etc. So for me, I'm like, yo, all right, if that's what they choose to do, cool. That's the point where they are in life, etc. Now I would have taken it differently had it been like Nike, like, all right, we're putting out a Satan line of shoes. That would mean something different. And that's where I think the big deal became, where it'd be like, okay, Nike's putting out a Satan line of shoes. But his particular video of what he was doing, I could care less.
Yeah. So it's more about the profits than anything else.
The meaning. You said that, bro.
Well, no, yes, but it's also like what this company represents. Because if I view myself as a religious person, I wouldn't want to be buying Nikes knowing that Nike is like, okay, this company is a company that worships Satan.
And Nike
or promotes worshiping Satan.
Yeah, and what Nike represents that goes against what Nike represents. Nike represents like hard work, like going out and get it, like just do it.
The God of victory. But you can argue that. Victory, the God. Like,
niggas not talking about Satan as the God of victory.
Mythology. But still, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
you're arguing a moot point because
I know.
Yeah, but okay. If you're okay,
you
know,
I
don't know. I can't say.
But I'm just saying, like, it don't make no damn sense.
It makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense.
It affects their money.
That's what I'm saying. In that aspect.
No, he's saying about you're talking about from Nike's standpoint.
Like,
I'm talking about
from
a consumer standpoint.
Like,
from a consumer standpoint, I wouldn't want to be spending my money with the company that I feel like represented that. That's just like me saying, okay, I'll give you an example. If you felt like a company was racist and didn't support black people, would you feel comfortable continuously going to spend your money?
Shit right
no, make it personal. Make it personal in this way. Imagine you make a film or whatever you want to make, right? Mm-hmm. And someone takes it and defames it, and it affects how people view your film and what you did.
I don't care.
You gonna feel some way?
No.
Like, y'all call me TMZ Gabe for this exact reason.
I don't say that. I never said that.
You called me that at the beginning of this episode.
But I'm saying it because that's how they feel. That's not how I feel. They call you TMZ Gabe in the group chats all the time. I'm like this. Gabe's hilarious.
I don't feel that way.
Need to stop saying what they're saying. But like, listen. What I'm saying I love Greek mythology, and they're what they call pagan gods. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the real God, the supreme God is Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you started worshiping like idols and stuff like that, Jesus came down and he met, well, not Jesus, but God destroyed a lot of stuff because of that. So what I'm saying is like Nike, the God of victory, goes back to Greek mythology. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like in a religion standpoint, like that's the part that I'm not getting.
That's for you personally,
right? And
that's what I'm saying. I'm literally saying me. I'm not saying nobody else.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about from a consumer.
Educate me.
But even if Nike's the God of victory,
I don't understand. I'm not arguing.
They don't want to associate with hell.
I don't give a shit what Zach think. I don't give a. I'm trying to understand for myself because me personally, I don't care because I'm like, all right, Nike's like victory, the god of victory. That's Greek mythology. And
But that's
the
not
Christian
that's
God
not
came.
that's
They
not
stand
what
for-
that's not what the shoe
Right.
the shoes
If they
is like.
stand for
it's
Greek
hell.
mythology,
Yeah, the shoe is like
that's a different book.
666.
So if
Satan.
if you
we're gonna
victory
have we're gonna have blood in the shoes.
Yeah, if you got a
Like, it
victory.
was-
You don't want nothing
Oh,
to do
you
with
drink
hell.
the blood of
The
Jesus,
intent
though.
his intent literally was to be anti-Christian.
Yeah, I mean,
And I also think he did that to get. And
But
also,
he literally said why he did it.
and
But it's
and
it's
not.
in the same. The reason why I'm sorry, Phil. If I keep talking over you, I'm just go. Ooh, you got muscles, man.
Thank you.
But no. What I'm saying is like, even though we look at the devil as such a negative and think, God damn, I'm sounding like a Satanist.
You might
He's
be.
still an angel, and he still has
was.
the grace of God.
He
was.
was an angel.
Yeah.
But all I'm
had-
saying, all
He
I'm
still
saying is
was
this.
created by God.
No,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
get
He's
what
the
you're-
grace of
I
God.
get
So
what
we're
you're
created
saying.
by God, so we all have.
I get
Piece
what
of God
I
in us.
100% get what you're saying, but I'm saying from a consumer standpoint,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
a person
I'm not
who
arguing
is
that point.
as a person who is religious, I would not want to go spend my money with a company that I feel like
Oh, yeah.
was representing something that was anti what I believed in.
I agree with you on that. I even though I was joking around before. I agree with you on that. I wouldn't.
No,
I
the
would-
big deal
I
part.
probably would.
The people making a big deal about it. That's the part that I'm like, yeah, all right.
Can I-
could choose not to watch it.
Can I
Yeah,
say
yeah.
something?
You feel
Go ahead.
good.
I feel like Zach, but and we also dealing with Lil Nas X, so we know that Lil Nas X does shit for. He's like a what do you call it? Any attention is good attention type person, in my opinion. Of
I
him.
mean, in the same issue with the churches and stuff like that, they frown upon homosexuality. And so, like, you know, you have that group of people that feel like an outcast. Like, you know, who am I supposed to worship if you guys won't accept me in your church?
And now that as a religious person, that is one area where I do agree on. I agree that we should do a better job of making everyone feel welcome. Like, it's not our job to be like, you're wrong for this, you're wrong for that,
Or
you're wrong
decide,
for
yeah.
this,
God's gonna
or
judge you in the
decide.
end.
Yeah, it's not our job to do that. Now, that I agree with you on. And that's why I said his intent was to make it literally to be anti-Christian, which is why some people took it like, okay, well, if this came from Nike and his intent was to make it anti-Christian, then Nike is supporting being anti-Christian.
Yeah.
Why would I want to spend my dollars there? Nike takes it now like, okay, well, now I'm going to lose money based off of this, so let me nip this in the bud and be like,
Make
I'm
sure
suing.
we're not aligned, yeah.
We're not aligned with this.
Also think his intent was just to create a buzz, because when you create a buzz like this,
And also-
he's gotten 60 million views in a day.
But
That's
Like,
Lil Nas
he
X
made-
though. If you look at his Twitter, it's all just him trolling. Like
It's
that's
trolling.
something.
He does things to get views because
Yeah.
he knows getting views get money. So like, I don't take him serious. I don't take his
Yeah,
videos
that's why
serious.
Nike's suing, because you used me to get all this
Yeah.
money. You costed me money. Now I need a piece of that.
I 100% agree with Nike.
No, yeah, me
because I
too.
would sue too.
Me too.
Because
I was
mean,
more
why not?
offended by Brandon cropping Phil's face onto that.
Oh no!
That was
We
disrespectful.
might have to. We
no,
might have-
don't post that.
No,
That's
we're not gonna
disrespectful.
post it. If we do, there has to be a.
We're just gonna
paywall
do
for
it behind
sure.
your back, so if you don't see it,
Yeah,
If
it's
you
not
don't see
I
it-
would actually, I would see that though.
Maybe not.
I would see that though. That's disrespectful.
we can hide you from Save It for the Pod story.
No, that's
Yeah, we can make
that's,
it close
that's
friends except him.
disrespectful because A, I don't adhere to that, and then 2, like I'm not into that shit either. Like I'm straight.
Bro. He is the
I'm
biggest.
straight.
He is the biggest hypocrite. There's a tale of
We
two
all
Phils.
hypocrites.
Everybody's
But you
a
said
hypocrite.
you're the biggest one though.
So what? Everybody's hypocrites. No one's perfect. I'm hypocritical. I do hypocritical shit all the time. Oh, sue me. I don't know
Bro,
what
he's
to tell
chief
you.
hypocrite.
Like I'm not perfect. We
So,
all know this.
Wait, so if we post it on Save It for the Pod story and you never see it, did we disrespect you?
Yes, y'all disrespect me because I already told y'all not to post it,
and women are telling you not to call them.
and I don't call them bitches to their face.
Okay, if they tell you not to call them behind their back, is it disrespectful?
You can't tell me how to live my look. You
never
can't, you
gonna.
can't tell me how to live my life when you're not
Hey,
right
we
there.
gotta move. We gotta move. We gotta
Nah,
move.
AJ,
No, we gotta move on.
Hey.
It's my fault,
What time are we at?
bro. We are almost an hour and 30.
All right, we gonna jump to movies.
Whatever.
So you can talk about Seaspiracy, AJ, because you watched that, right?
Conspiracy?
Seaspiracy.
Seaspiracy.
They really,
No, we
they
can-
really messed up that name because I haven't even watched it yet. Why didn't they just go with conspiracy? And
What-
just
what
see
I don't know.
What
Maybe
is it
maybe they
about?
did it intentionally.
Tell
That's-
us.
that's
Tell
stupid.
Us, AJ.
It's about
factory
the
farming,
ocean.
right? Factory fishing, right?
It's about the ocean. No, yeah, it's about
Spill
the
beans.
ocean and commercial fishing
Commercial
and
fishing,
how bad it is for the environment.
You said it was
And
a doc, right?
yes,
Yeah.
a documentary.
Say by 2048.
It's kind of like I don't want to say What the Health, but kind of like that investigative journalist type.
Cowspiracy.
Huh?
So, I watched the trailer, and from what I gather, it's similar to Cowspiracy. So, Cowspiracy talks about how factory farming.
Wait, wasn't I asked to explain what Seaspiracy was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was a second. You can go ahead, Phil.
Well, you're saying is. Well, go ahead. I'll let you do it. I'll let you do it.
Go ahead.
1 point, AJ.
AJ, finish up.
So, yeah, about commercial fishing and how big of an impact it has on the environment and how much or how little it's talked about or mentioned as one of the major causes of like the ocean garbage patch and so on, even by companies that claim to be pro ocean and pro ocean health and stuff. So one of the biggest problems, like you were saying, like it's the theme with fibroids, where one of the biggest problems that affect black women we don't even know about. One of the big, or doesn't even get a lot of attention paid to it. One of the biggest things that affects the ocean and the ocean's health in climate change and everything, and the loss of species and everything, is commercial fishing. And I didn't know half or even like 10% of what they were discussing and saying. They go into, I'll stop it there so you guys can see it and
So
see
is
more.
the
Yeah,
goal
pretty
of
much
this
good.
doc to make people stop eating
Yeah,
fish?
is to make people be
And
vegan.
all I was saying was, it
So-
sounds like that is the same thing as Cowspiracy.
Correct. But you
But
can
for
you can
the
say that
ocean.
after I
Yeah, he just wants you.
If
If
I was
want you to
asked-
Brandon Marshall him.
yeah, if I was asked to explain something, you're like, oh no, I'm gonna explain something else.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's all right.
I've been
That
working
was
on saying
similar.
I'm sorry.
So
Same
yeah, I mean, I don't have to watch it, but I am gonna watch it. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
definitely watch
found
it.
that
It's really-
stuff
it's good.
interesting. But I was actually reading some stuff about how like they were talking about due to commercial fishing that like by 2048 or something like that, like it's gonna be really like we're not gonna have like a lot of fish.
I'm not having kids.
And okay, whatever. Okay, but yeah. So we're not gonna have a lot of fish, and they were talking about turning it to fish farms instead of like, because like a lot of those fish that they do catch go to waste. Like, you know what I'm saying, they spoil before they even get back or whatever happens. Like, you know what I'm saying. So they say turn to a lot of like fish farms, stuff like that. I know a lot of people are
They talk
afraid.
about fish farming too.
Yeah, a lot of people are afraid to eat from fish farms and stuff like that. But it's like, bro, if you've been living long enough on this planet Earth, you don't know what the hell's in your food.
Yeah.
Like, truly,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
talk-
if
but they
you
talk
know-
about-
if you're not going out there and catching it yourself, if you're not going out there and trapping yourself, like, you really don't know what's in your food. If you're not growing your own meats, which you can do, you really don't know what's in your food. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, all this, like, I don't know what's in my food. Like, you really don't know. You go to Publix, bro. You go to Publix. You don't know what's in there. Like, they ship that in. So, I mean, I kind of agree. I think people should go to, and they were talking about, I think they may have been talking about this in it, but going to a more plant-based diet.
Yeah, they talk about plant based. Obviously, it's been the theme, but
So I have a question.
they also talk about fish farming too,
Yeah.
and how it's not great.
It's not.
Yeah.
All that stuff's not great.
So I have a
And
question.
tilapia is not a real
What-
fish, supposedly.
Oh,
They're talking about
what-
ocean
did they talk
free
about
range fish farming
evasive-
too.
Evasive or invasive? I don't
Yeah,
know what you
invasive.
invasive species. So like lionfish. Like I've shot stuff about lionfish.
Yeah,
and
they didn't-
people
they didn't
that
go
I
into
work
that,
with, the
yeah.
specialist was like, we need to eat more lionfish because they're eating up so much inside the ocean. So they didn't touch on? Oh, they didn't touch on any of that inside the.
No, they didn't touch on that. No, they mostly it was focused. It was charged towards like big businesses basically,
So,
and like where all the money's going, even where people who are donating, where they think their money's going, and the causes it's supporting, and exposing that kind of stuff.
so what I need is my dog Gabe to go out and catch us a lionfish and, you know, cook
They're
it up for us.
delicious.
Because Gabe, I don't know if he send us pictures, but he don't send you guys pictures. And
Pictures of.
he be making
For real,
me
what kind of pictures
specify?
you send?
Yo,
Gabe?
could y'all stop thinking
I'm- bro,
so
I'm-
like?
Nah, that was a little.
I'm not even gonna
zesty,
say
my guy.
negatively. I'm just gonna say y'all stop thinking like that.
I'm
Like
just
I would like to
I'm
point out that
asking
I
what
don't
kind of
send any
pictures you
zesty
sending?
photos.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
not
saying, bro.
sexually, bro. We're talking about fish, bro. Like, what is he gonna send me, a fish with a dress on, or with lingerie? Come on, bro.
That might
I
be a
also
sexy
didn't
fish.
know
I'm talking about catching lionfish, and y'all over here
Gabe was
perverts.
sending pictures of what, bro?
He's sending pictures of the food that he's cooking and he's eating, and I'm jealous. And I'm saying that if Gabe goes out and catches lionfish, cooks it, and takes a picture, maybe more people will eat lionfish.
I didn't know they were edible.
How come when we ask a question, you just think it's sexual?
Delicious.
Really?
Lionfish are delicious. Like,
is there a restaurant?
There's a restaurant
that sells it?
There's a restaurant in Miami that sells lionfish, and I can't remember the name of it. But there's a restaurant.
Azul.
It's something close to that, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's something close to that. But there's a restaurant in Miami that sells lionfish. I don't know if it's year round or if they have to be in season. Oh, okay. But like, if you do any like scuba diving, a lot of people like spearfish them, stuff like that. Once you cut off the little parts that's poisonous, like you don't have to worry about them stinging you at all, and they taste great, especially fried.
All right,
Gabe, we need that video. We need that picture of the fish that he cooked. Just to clarify.
Next movie on the list was My Bad Trip. Both of y'all watch this.
Three of us.
Oh, whoa!
You were okay. My bad. Y'all three.
I want to watch it, so don't ruin it.
It's so funny.
Dang.
It is hilarious. Eric Andre, I love you, man.
I told him this, and I repeat this. I almost lost my life watching this movie. I was laughing so hard I started to choke on my laughter and couldn't breathe for a little bit during a certain portion of this movie. And I've seen people saying that it's not funny and
they are lying.
They just don't have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
It was hysterical.
So AJ said the premise is kind of like Impractical Joker. So is it scripted? Like
parts of it is scripted, parts of it isn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have. It's like it's kind of like.
There's a story to it.
So is it kind of like Eric Andre's show?
There's a story to
Yeah,
it, an overall story to it.
Right.
But like, there's just things happening.
But they're just doing regular
between.
things and pranking people.
And bringing people in their
within
reaction.
the story.
Yeah.
So y'all also said Borat, so I guess Borat would.
Yeah. Kind of
like
in line with
Borat's
that.
trying to get to a certain place, but like he's got to go through all these towns and these sections.
And these
crazy
normal
stuff
people.
is happening all the way to. It's a journey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the journey, and along that journey, he's pranking unsuspecting people, and it is hilarious. It is one of the funniest videos that I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, some of these things is like, how are these people still thinking this is real?
Yeah.
And they are having legit reactions, and they
were at one point they were praying. Like, I was like, "Yo, no way! This is wild."
Okay, enough.
So this is starring Eric Andre and Lil Rel. Is there any other?
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish.
That did turn me off.
No. Tiffany Haddish kills like we talked about not really liking her and stuff. Sometimes she killed it. Like it was just perfect for her.
Danny said she was good in it, so I was like, I'll give her the benefit of that doubt because I'm not a big Tiffany Haddish fan.
Yeah, and then
how you feel about black women.
Yeah,
what was that?
You're not a big. You're not no black woman inspires him.
Who was the main actress they were trying to go?
They
were trying to find.
But my mama.
You said the
main actress that they were trying to, or
that
secondary
like
actress.
I'm terrible with names.
The girl from Grey's Anatomy. No, not Grey's Anatomy. It's Bones.
Yeah, I think it's Bones.
Yeah, it's the lady. She's married to.
I'm terrible with names.
But with
Joanne
with the curly hair dude.
But the plot is they go on a bad road trip. And things happen along the way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
I'm gonna watch it too tomorrow. I'm excited.
Things happen.
Next on the list was Last Chance U. We brought it up on an earlier episode. I'm on the last episode. AJ finished it. He told me how it ends, which is pretty devastating, I guess. But if you're living in this world in 2020 or 2021, then you were affected by COVID, and that's essentially how the season ends. So that sucks. But to me, the football ones are better, and to most people. But the basketball one and the cheer one that they did is still very, very good. So recommend watching that. You have any takes on that, AJ? On Last Chance U?
I don't know. I just thought it was good. I thought it was a good story. I kind of knew how it was going to end, just because as they were going through the timeline of things, I was like, something's going to happen with COVID, and they're not going to be able to finish this season.
COVID's coming.
Yeah, and kind of just, it doesn't really loom over it, because I guess in the episode 6, they kind of started alluding toward it slightly. But overall, I thought it was good. It was a cool story, and it was fun that it got highlighted. And I know at Complex Sports, I think it was, they picked it up, or people have been tweeting about it lately, and there's been memes about it So if you're trying to figure out what people are talking about, go ahead and watch it.
I played basketball with that. I mean, I think we've all played with what was his name? Joe Hampton.
Joe Hampton, yeah.
We've all played with a nigga like
one.
that. But I know I would have been pissed if that nigga was on my team. One, not making any of his run times, like nigga jogging and shit. Two, getting frustrated every game. Like, if I don't know what it's like to be a coach. I mean, I've been a player. I'm an official.
It's not fun.
But being a coach and dealing with a hothead like that, bro, like, I understand you don't want to give up on a young black man that's been through so much, but at a certain point, it's just like, come on, bro. Like, I would have been gave up on that nigga. Because it's every game.
Yeah, he was gone for like 5 days,
bro.
Too.
Every game, nigga either gets mad at the refs.
He's not protect black men. He's only protect black women.
Yeah, he gets mad at the refs.
He's from Missouri now. I mean, we can't count.
Bro, it ain't the same. He ain't FBMA.
He don't like collard greens.
Bro, if y'all, AJ understands what I'm saying, because if y'all watch this shit, you'd understand how frustrating this nigga is.
Bro, I don't even have to watch it, and I already know.
Yeah, you coached, so you know.
Yeah, I got a kid. You're already saying all the things. I'm like, yep, that's him.
Yeah, so
that's
like
him.
He storms off mid-game, slamming lockers, and then doesn't show up to practice for 5 games, and the coach is just like, all right, you back. Like, that's fine.
Sounds like a kid I know.
Yeah, so I couldn't do it. But moving on, next movie on the list, Enola Holmes.
Y'all ever seen that?
Nah,
I think I talked to you about it, Zach, a while ago.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's go ahead. You can talk about it, Gabe.
Yeah, so I thought it was really good. It's a play on the Sherlock Holmes franchise type of thing, and it's his little sister, and they touch on like the women's suffrage movement, or like it's like a women empowerment type story.
Okay,
but it's super lit.
Yeah.
Is this on Netflix?
And Millie Bobby Brown, the
okay.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things actress.
She's lit.
And in Stranger Things she acts well, but she doesn't have like much speaking and stuff. But watching her in this and seeing, I don't know if I've seen her in something else. I'm like, I think she's talented. She's gonna be one of the next big actresses, getting good roles and stuff.
Hey, the black kid from Stranger Things is actually super lit too.
Oh yeah, he just came out in something you wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah, Concrete Cowboys. It's actually really dope. I actually cried a couple times.
Yeah, Caleb McLaughlin.
You could talk about Concrete Cowboys.
Yeah, man. Like,
don't ruin it too much.
Literally today, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it. And like at like midnight, like I was like, why doesn't it let me watch it? I was upset, but it let me watch it later on in the day. But it's really good. It's a really good movie. I like the cinematography of it, like the way it feels, and it kind of like pulls you into it. From my standpoint, me being the viewer, and it kind of makes it like a real situation to you, and it's just really good. The only movie I would compare it to is Boys in the Hood.
Oh, really?
But it's a little different. It's his own story. And it's really good. I think it's really good. Like you said, your boy did real nice, and Idris Elba is always fucking like he's always that guy in the movie. Even though he has like it's not like he's like very like the main role. He's playing like a kind of like a side role to it. He's still like when he's there, he's there. You know it. Like that's very an impactful moment.
His presence is felt.
Yeah. So I always like Idris Elba, and also he's coming out in Suicide Squad. So what I'm saying, part 2.
I got a good documentary.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the trailer, Gabe?
I have not.
Yo, go watch the trailer. It's actually hilarious. And they got John Cena, and I was like, I hate this already. But then I watched the trailer, and I was like, okay, I like this a little bit.
I don't jump to go see superhero style movies.
Oh, this ain't superhero. This super villains, baby.
Mm-hmm. If you like documentaries, the Tina Turner documentary on HBO Max is really good. As a fan of Tina Turner's, and I actually like her music a lot.
You mean as a fan of Ike?
That's fair. That is
as a reincarnation of Ike.
That is fair. That is fair because I do joke with Danny. I be like anime bullock. You know what I'm saying? So we have our inside joke about that. But no, as a fan of Tina Turner, and especially in talking about protecting Black women, that's a really good documentary. Just released on HBO Max. Talks about her life, especially with Ike Turner. And I just like her music, and I like comeback stories, and that's a good comeback story.
What's your favorite song by Tina Turner?
Easily,
you don't have one?
No. What's love got to do with it? Like it's just That and Private Dancer, like the way she just, you're my private dancer. Like her voice is very unique.
Dancer for money.
Do what you want me to do. I'm just like, all right, I fuck with it.
You're gonna do
I actually
it
bought her
again?
vinyl after I watched it. After I watched it, I was like, wait, how do I have Pat Benatar, but I don't have Tina Turner?
Yo, Tina Turner's lit. Like, The Best is also a really good song. They actually played that song in the soundtrack for Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, so don't call me misogynistic. And I got Pat Benatar vinyl, and she was very crucial in women's rock and roll.
No.
You were doing so good with that. Wait, I was just about to applaud you for not fumbling this time.
Nope.
And then you said that.
I
Bro,
always
his name is not Phil no more. It's Cheddar Bob.
like when he shot at something.
He's Cheddar Bob. He shoot himself
Don't call me
every
that. That
time.
shit. Hell no. Call me
You
that.
Cheddar Bob.
We're only gonna call you that when you're not around.
That's fine. As long as I don't call it to me when I'm around, that's fine. That's perfectly
It won't be
fine.
disrespectful.
Listen,
I'm
if
changing your name from Pedo.
No,
to
Phil,
Cheddar
we
Bob.
know where you stand. Don't go through this, please.
if y'all call me shit when I'm not around, I don't care.
We're moving on. We're not going.
We don't need to do a deep dive on it, but Gabe, who you got on Sunday? Isley Brothers or Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Don't let me down.
So
Gabe.
this is tough. I had this discussion yesterday, and I think that Isley Brothers, to me, have better songs, like more impactful songs to me, but Earth, Wind, and Fire has a bigger catalog. So depends on how you judge the verses is how you're going to perceive it. Like certain people are going to be like, Isley Brothers play Between the Sheets. They're going to be like, Isley Brothers win no matter what.
Yeah.
But other people are going to be like, consistently over time, okay, another song. They're gonna
I
choose.
thought I
Earth,
saw
Wind,
something
Fire.
on TikTok where like that one of the Isley Brothers song was like sampled 140 times.
I sent y'all that because I told y'all what it is. Isley Brothers about to beat them.
Yeah, they were sampled like on one song 140 times.
I'm
Between the
excited.
sheets.
I'm excited about the outfits.
I'm like, yo, what?
I'm actually excited
outfit's
about
gonna be
Ronald
lit.
Isley because Ronald Isley is a character.
Yeah, he is.
I've seen him live, and it was definitely pure entertainment.
He's a character.
All I gotta say is
Came out
I'm
all
hyped
red
to see it.
velvet, 3-piece suit.
I'm also kind of hyped to see Steve Harvey hosting it. And
Nah,
do
he finna
his-
make it feel like church.
and do,
Yeah.
do his
Yo,
Steve Harvey
Steve's
shit.
hilarious, man. I love Steve.
Yeah, he is.
Bruh, Godfrey's impression of Steve Harvey is so funny to me.
Ugh, yuck.
Are we gonna talk about the KD DMs?
Oh yes,
For
let's please talk
sports.
about him. Let's
Yeah,
talk
we
about
got
him.
to.
All right.
I don't. I mean, I get what the NBA is doing, but I don't think he should have got fined. Because here's my thing, and I want to believe Taraji spoke tweeted or said something about this like a couple years back, is that people get on social media and feel like they can say whatever they want to celebrities, and that celebrities is just supposed to accept it and overlook it and move on when there are people just like us. And it gets to a certain point where you're like, yo, I can't keep allowing you to bully me. I have to either block you, I have to say something back, etc. So yes, I do think he OD'd in his responses, but I don't think he should have got fined for it.
Wait. So you were taking KD's side?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not taking-
I'm not necessarily taking a side. I'm
Right.
saying that if we're gonna be super upset about KD saying what he said,
Right.
we gotta also be super upset about the initial comments.
Right. But the thing I was responding to, she said, it can only be so long before I say something.
Yeah,
That's what Rapaport was like, because they had been having these conversations for a while. Like it was like December or like 2019 or something is when the first screenshot was shown.
Mm-hmm.
So over that span, he was like, all right, now this is too much. I'm releasing it. You know?
Yeah, well, he screenshot, but I'm saying, what got KD to responding to him that way?
It was him talking to him or whatever, or saying what he had to say.
That's what I'm saying. My
Yeah.
point is that the initial thing is this person speaking out,
Yeah.
saying what they want, which they have the right to do.
Mhm.
But over time, it's kind of like this builds up,
Right.
and now this person, and again, that's what I said. I do feel like he OD'd,
Right.
but I think it got there over a trajectory,
Right.
Like
But
over
yeah, but-
time.
No, I get what
Yeah,
you're
he
saying.
definitely OD'd.
But in that same formula, like Rapaport was ODing at first, being super public with it. Then they took it private, and then when KD started ODing, and like that was KD's response, was to take it private. When he started ODing, then Michael E. Rapaport was like, all right, now my response is to show this because for me now it's too much, you know?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say I'm not taking a side. I'm saying that if we're gonna say
if we're gonna say one is
wrong,
bad, then you gotta say
the
both
other
is
one.
bad.
That's
right?
what I'm
Okay,
saying.
yeah. But yeah, NBA is not gonna find Michael E. and Rapaport.
No, but I'm saying everyone is viewing. I feel like everyone is portraying KD only.
Oh really? I've seen vice versa.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I
Now it
haven't
goes
seen
both
anything
because
bad.
Barstool got on Michael Rapaport, but a lot of
the defaming lawsuit.
Yeah,
well, Barstool got on
Michael
Rapaport, and everybody in comments like Katie was apologizing. People were like he shouldn't have apologized. This and that. That's what I was seeing.
It's
most
also
of the
KD.
They
most
were
of the sentiment was
Dave Portnoy was like, "Yo, Michael Rapaport sent a picture of me getting fucked on a porn thing, whatever," and he was like, "Yo, like this is like we just sell it on shirts and stuff like that," and so he's like, "Oh, defaming Michael Rapaport," but like you know what I'm saying, like you gotta blame both. Like I'm with you. On that.
no,
You
for
gotta
sure,
blame both.
sure,
Like,
definitely blame
you know what I'm
both.
saying? It's like okay, I punched Phil. Phil punched me. Oh, look what Phil did. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you punch me back, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like me just showing one side of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like what did you do before then?
The second person always gets tagged or whatever, like in refereeing. But
I just think it's funny because KD always
Pause,
into
bro.
some social media shit.
that's what I'm saying.
Like
My
KD
next
cannot
point-
not be involved in some social media shit.
my next point is that it's super on brand for KD. Like,
Bro, he was tweeting from like his burner accounts about Russ and then Billy Donovan, and then like tweeted from his actual account. Like, yo, what?
I think
Somebody, his
it's
publicist
also
need to take his
because-
phone.
I think it's also a bigger deal because it's KD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just actually I don't know if it was like LeBron it'd be a big deal.
Well,
But-
LeBron would probably never
But
do
it's
nothing
a
like
it's
that,
a big
though.
deal because it's like yo KD like haven't you learned? You went through this a bunch of times. One,
KD,
that's one thing.
Brush
and
your
then
hair. I mean,
and then two,
learn.
and then two is like, come on, like
You're
you
telling
know better.
celebrities how to live their
You're
lives.
supposed
gonna
you
get my
portray yourself
DMs
as this
tonight.
person who is a certain like I guess they're humans too, but
And that's my point
Yeah.
is who we can't say how those comments are taking a toll on his mental health. He's been probably receiving some wild comments ever since he went to Golden
To the
State.
burner, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably been receiving some. So that's what I'm saying. Over time, he's probably gotten to the point where he's like, all right, I'm going to start responding back to some of these people. All right, well, this person is also a celebrity. They know, they know what it feels like to have people saying these wild things to you.
Yeah.
Why would they continue to say these wild things to me?
and he feels like he's not punching down. He's punching.
Yeah,
He's punching even.
so he starts talking reckless back again. I still think he OD'd, but I'm just saying.
Well,
Like,
he's
I
gonna
feel like
get
they
fined
both-
just because it offends the gay
Bro,
community.
some of these were hilarious. He said, "Meet me outside this restaurant."
But yeah,
KD's gonna fight somebody out of a restaurant.
I'm all for you.
But if he loses,
yeah,
and he tears a taser in Achilles or something like, or doesn't even lose, but if that happens and that was the result, well, he would
Bro,
be
they're
toast.
never gonna get to the fight. You want to know why they're never gonna get to the fight? KD is 6'11". As soon as he steps out of any vehicle, he's gonna get recognized.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bunch
Yeah,
of people
that's
there.
true.
They're never gonna fight.
Exactly, bro.
It's
that's how
never gonna
you can threaten
We
people.
said,
Though.
"Meet me outside of a
I
restaurant."
can threaten you if
Of
I'm
the
never
crab
gonna
or
see
whatever
you.
it was.
Hey, it's on site when I see you. I know I'm never gonna see you. It's easy for me to threaten you when I'm never gonna see you. Come on, now.
Mhm.
I just think it's like AJ said, it's on brand. For me, I didn't care too much for it. I understand why he got fined because it was homophobic. It's homophobic slurs. Well, not homophobic slurs, but it's homophobic in messaging.
Yeah, that's what I said. Well, I don't
So
remember
if
exactly what I said. Let me
yeah.
correct myself. I know the NBA fined him. What I'm saying is, you guys pointed it out, but I hadn't seen anyone speaking about the other side being in the wrong as well.
Oh no, Barstool called him out.
All right.
Barstool went in on what's the boy name?
Rappaport. A lot of people have
Rapaport,
been
yeah.
going on Rappaport. I felt he's like one of the most polarizing people.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate Rapaport
Yeah.
too, just like they hate KD, so they even.
Yeah, Barstool was posting a picture where Rapaport had the thing on his lip. Oh, man. I was like, bro, why? It was just a war out here, bro, in these Twitter DMs and Instagram DMs.
Yeah. But y'all got anything else for the kid?
Things
Mr.
that say you got
Gabe?
any final remarks?
Hey,
Gabe?
I got one request from Gabe.
What's up?
Let me see them shoulders.
No, that's never happened.
He said he
I'm
retired.
retired.
I got to find a
Nah.
remark.
Yo, you know how
What's
much
up?
the internet would break if
not
he had
happening.
loose shoulders.
What
on
if
the
I
pod?
do some shoulders and
Gabe used to always threaten me when I would start to shoot.
These are lies. It might be true. These are. What's your request, Philip?
My final remark. I'm sorry, ladies.
Aw,
Look at him.
he ain't sorry.
finally.
I have a final question on regarding that last topic though. Maybe I can't answer this. What's the wildest thing you've either said or been said to you in your DMs?
Damn, I don't even know.
Oh wow.
I don't say wild shit in my DMs, surprisingly. Like, I really don't. I'm old school, so I never hop. I really don't like me hopping in DMs is like, yo, what up?
Yeah.
So I don't really say wild shit. I don't get wild shit. Like, yeah.
I wish I had an answer.
I'm ugly too, so maybe that's why.
Zach, I know you got something wild in your DMs.
I mean, I'm probably
in your throwback Twitter DMs days.
I'm sure I probably said some shit, but
you probably sent the D pic, huh?
Well, that's probably the wildest thing that comes to mind.
In a DM.
My memory is
according to Zach, bro, that's
Zach
standard.
Got full.
That's not wild.
That's my greed.
He's like, as it's an amazing. He's like, of course I said.
As the self-proclaimed #1 Save It for the Pod listener.
Yeah.
I know from
you might have competition on that.
From the previous episode that Zach had D pics that he circulated to numerous people.
That was the signature in all my DMs. That'd be my signature.
He sent it to them in a group.
Hey, you definitely got some comp on that #1 pod.
Oh, Zach, that's what I'm saying. That's the point I was bringing up.
Out there. Just know that
his spiciest, his most like craziest DM ever.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because I thought that Phil and Zach would have the wildest.
Nah, my memory's so bad, bro.
Nah, if you ask me in text messages, like not DMs, text messages, all facts. But in social media shit, I'm ugly. And I'm not like a popular,
But you pretty in text? I don't understand.
Nah, like I'm ugly on social media.
Yo, if you text girls the way you text us,
nah,
ugly as hell.
I'm ugly on social media, so it's like it's rare that I get somebody like, "Damn, you sexy than a bitch." Like, nah, it's not
but
shit. Sometimes.
Okay, but why is text better?
Why does the wild thing has to be sexual?
Because with
the wildest thing, and you probably still got the video on your phone when I was talking to what I thought was a shorty, but it was a transgender.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that shit, it sent me a meat pic, and that shit
Story
was big
time.
as hell.
Story time.
That's not on me though.
This is extra content. We're almost at the end here.
That's not on me though.
I didn't know they sent you a meat pic, G.
Yeah, that was in the video I sent.
No,
that was the whole premise of the story. I also had
dick DMs.
I also had it was my most popular video on YouTube. It was Why I Hate Kick, and it was like a story time before story time was a thing. But I had to make that video private because looking back, it's super problematic. But it's still on my YouTube. It's just private.
Oh, so you don't want to go into that? What happened?
Nah, it's super.
I remember I do have that video somewhere in my files where you're explaining to me.
So
honestly, you handled it very well, though. That's why I'm wondering why you wouldn't share.
You were way more respectful than I would have been in that.
The way Zach handled it was better than it was almost. I mean, I don't know. Maybe nothing was perfect, but as perfect or as close to perfect you can get in handling a situation like that.
The wildest thing that ever happened to me in my DM was a dude told me I had sex appeal after he asked me if I was still modeling.
That's
still?
wild.
When did you start?
That's wild to me because I don't like dudes.
What's wild is you said you're ugly on socials and you talk about you're a model.
Well, I did a fashion show in high school, and the guy was like, "Damn, man, you still doing fashion shows?" I was like, "Nah, man, I just did it one time." He's like, "Damn, you got mad sex appeal. You should go back to
that's
doing."
wild.
Yeah, he was like, "You got mad sex appeal. You should be doing." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like, wait, whoa, this ain't that. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, don't tell nobody." Unfriend, block. Cause he didn't come out yet, so he tried to slide it in there, thinking I'm like,
dang, so you
on the low.
AJ's pretty laid back, so I'm not expecting anything super wild.
Nah, AJ probably gets wild shit.
But
bro.
Brandon,
no,
I wouldn't
send nothing wild.
You said something.
You probably
wild.
get something wild. I didn't say nothing wild either.
Wow. Nah, I think I'm a very in-face kind of personal, wild kind of person.
Like your underarms.
I don't know what the hell I just said, but yeah. I mean, the wildest thing I probably said was I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think it was anything wild. I feel like I wouldn't say anything where there's a paper trail.
Yeah, that's my thing.
That's my thing too.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
say anything
mine is D pics, but whatever. If it gets leaked, it gets leaked.
You know,
Like sometimes I'll look at my text conversations and be like, if they just took this out or they just screenshot it and cropped, what could someone think?
Yeah.
I'm weird like that.
I mean, yeah.
On DMs, I'm like that, but in personal text messages, I'm not like that. Because generally, if I'm texting you like, why, I kind of trust you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do leak it, I'm at your head.
Yeah,
What?
and one thing I don't do
I don't
is
understand that, but okay.
I'm not the Zach send pictures kind of guy. I'm not that kind of guy.
Your
I've never been
videos.
that kind of guy. Oh no.
I do videos, sure.
Animation, gifs. Okay.
I'm very innocent, even though
You are
very
a giffer.
wild,
You
so.
do send a lot of gifts.
I
What's the
love
craziest
gifts.
gift you sent?
Oh my.
Meat
God.
monster.
Well, we know what's on your mind. Nah, I think well, I don't really send any. Oh shit, I do send crazy gifts.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a transfer.
Huh?
Forget it. Just keep going.
He sent some crazy gifts.
You
there
say
you go.
you say hentai?
No, it was like a transformer, but like it was like you know the transformer robots that like it was a crane.
Oh,
Like a
yeah, I've
construction
seen that.
crane.
That one's
It's
not
like,
that bad.
I remember that.
Yeah.
The crane
Yeah,
was
that's
the
probably
meat
the
stick.
craziest one I've sent that I'm gonna say on the pod.
What? GIF?
Yeah,
Or a GIF?
Yeah.
Nah, I've sent some crazy gifts.
Yeah.
Definitely sent some.
I
Crazy
ain't saying
gifts.
it on the pod though.
All right. Yeah.
All right, I think I'm good. I
Yeah.
kind of before we end it,
I said it on the pod.
you tried to give Phil a chance to or no, not Phil a chance. He wanted to speak to, because we got a lot of comments from this little contest thing, on favorite moments and stuff.
Yeah.
Phil, you wanted to respond or?
And I just wanted to
Say
shout out
some
my
stuff.
fan on Team Filibuster.
What?
You gotta shout her out.
Oh.
Oh, you
the-
can do it,
yeah.
Phil. Do it.
Sienna. It's Sienna
Oh.
Piana.
He didn't know
I didn't
her
want to
name.
pronounce her name wrong, so that's why Zach do it.
So
Shout
say
out.
it. Try saying it now.
Sienna Piana.
Shout out Sienna.
Hey, shout out Sienna, because she really be rocking with me. And to all the people that commented that they really hate when I talk, I like y'all. Keep listening, because I'm going to keep talking. Y'all going to keep hating me.
Oh dear.
Shout out Lacey too.
Yeah.
She probably hates me, too.
She probably hates me too.
She probably does. Does Lacey hate me? I feel like she'd hate me.
I don't know. She'll tell you.
That's y'all homegirl.
She'll tell you.
She will literally.
She's
tell
not
you.
like a say it behind your back, but not
Honestly,
Right.
but she's an Eagles fan, though, right?
Yeah, she lives in Philly.
Yeah, so we get along. I found a
Oh,
common
no, she
denominator.
don't like you though.
Nah,
No, I told her that too. I told her that
yeah.
you're good
Even
people.
there was another person that commented that
Yeah,
said they Eagles fan. We get
Jessica.
along. Yeah,
I
we
went to high school
Eagles
with.
fans. We fuck with each other. We ain't gotta always like each other, but we fuck with each other because we got common denominators. Fly Eagles fly.
I'm just gonna say.
Caw-caw. How you do that?
All right, Gabe.
Say goodnight, mother.
It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast.
Appreciate
It's been long overdue. And hopefully you're not dissecting the video since you've been a part of this
Nah,
podcast.
he gonna
Oh,
cuss
he
this 5
will.
times.
Yeah, there's-
will.
there's
He
at
gonna
least five
send us-
moments
he's
that
gonna
I
send us
know.
some
We might have to post something that says TMZ Gabe.
Bro, Gabe was over there taking mental notes. I
Yeah,
don't know if
bro.
y'all was paying attention, but he was like, "All right, this time."
Bro, I don't dissect the videos. I give my takes on the topics you guys are talking about afterwards. I just tend not to agree with Phil.
Oh, when dissecting, I thought, yeah, that's true. The dissecting part, I thought they were saying taking, like clipping stuff.
Oh,
your,
yeah,
your
no,
context
that's,
thing.
those are for pure entertainment.
He's gonna clip a bunch of stuff from there.
Yeah.
All right, Phil, hit the drop.
I always remember. I love you. I care, and I got you.
Yeah, that ended way better than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yo, I thought he was gonna say, "No means yes, yes means yes." I was like, he's gonna go there.
Oh, was he gonna go there?
Because I was gonna say, "Don't do it," and then you said, "I love you," and I was like,
I wasn't gonna go there.